Happy days. Coffee. Saturday afternoon. It's stormy here. Lightning, as always. And we're on for another captain's game. Welcome, everyone. I'm not ill. I might have COVID again. Never-ending loop of getting ill. But yeah, welcome. This game will end soon. And on the hour, we should be starting up our weekly captain's game, or our weekend's captain game. That happens every week on the weekend, because that makes sense. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a good weekend. How is everyone? I hope you're having a great day so far. We're in for some thrilling, hopefully, gameplay. Numbers are looking healthy. I believe if most of the people that have come want to play, and not just watch, we should be looking at a really solid setup for the beginning of the game, moving into the middle of the game. And with that said, I'm going to just polish this coffee off, because I'm going to need it. I feel like today is going to be a long one. I might be wrong. And welcome back from your holidays, Neuro. He's been away for a while, as well as Kawaii Pertails, who we all know is Rag. And when will this madness end? Soon, hopefully. Because you know it's going to take at least 15 minutes to pick teams, as it always does. Literally, it's never taken less time to pick teams than about that. Which is odd, because you should at this point know who the best or better players are in the server. But nonetheless, we like to dither, don't we? Great word that, dither. About who it is that we need in our team. And I would argue that we can break them down into subsections, right? Let's have a look at this island full of nerds. Meatbluke, legend, obviously. But if you're going to pick somebody from this team, Outstanding, for instance, is an outposter, right? If you're a captain and you want an outposter, don't waste time, pick Outstanding. Another outposter, Kawaii Pertails. Just Bob too, Califer Bob, excellent. Enkling, main base player. If you want somebody to play right in the heart of your main base and build it up, that's the guy you pick, or person that you pick. Eagle can do both. Califer Bob is mostly... Oh, my door's going. 1 second. Happy days. Mr. Amazon sent me a package. Unboxing stream when? Oh, this probably doesn't sound... What the fuck is that? What has happened to my screen? Hello? Help? What did I press? Bruh. That's F5? Real? Alright, I believe you. Thousands wouldn't, but that's a thing. Alright, so... Luckily Amazon, in the nick of time, have got me my microphone mount. I wonder if this will fit though, give me a second. There we go, right. An upgrade. I will take that all day long. So I should be coming in a little clearer now. I've got a new filter for my mic. Although I guess I'll only really know once I watch this back. But it should sound a bit clearer now, I guess. I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody will know until the end of this. But it looks professional. And I need to say as many P words as possible to see if it does actually do any filtering, because it is a pop filter after all. And as we can see now, blue bugs are on the cards, so hopefully one of these teams are going down. So going back to my original point, we have a clear and obvious setup when it comes to needing to play the game. You need people to play in the main base, and you need people with outside bases outside of the main base. Kind of clear and obvious, if you think about it. Not everyone's going to fit into this space here. Interesting. So with that said, you need to break up your player base, your team, into subsections of players. So when you pick your teams, it should be directly obvious if you've been playing long enough, or at least if you choose to captain, who does what does who, and how they play. And yeah, hopefully asking all the relevant questions. Can we nuke this game? Like, can we just up the difficulty until one team breaks? And to be honest, actually it's kind of over, isn't it? I spoketh too soon. Yeah, alright, give me a second. I'm just going to go and grab something to eat as well. We normally start on the hour. I don't know why we allow games to go on beyond. Like, we have a clear timeline that we normally set to, and it just prolongs the beginning of our captain's game. But never mind. It looks like the North are royally... And I need to remember not to swear this time, because when I upload this to YouTube, I get algorithmed into the ground. The videos that do well, I don't swear in the first 10 minutes. So, I don't think I've sworn yet. But what I'm going to do, just for posterity's sake, is I'm going to not swear from now, and 10 minutes time, I'm going to set myself a little stopwatch, stop clock, and then we'll stop dropping all the bombs. We'll start dropping them. I'll just have to edit the video, you know, nip the first couple of minutes off to make sure that I'm not algorithmed into the ground. Finally, we can start a proper game, a real game, a game that we all want to play. All of these nerds, add all these nerds in, and these nerds too, and we're on like Donkey Kong. I'm just going to get something to eat before we get this rolling. Welcome, Luke. Meet Luke, if I can use your full title. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, we're in for a game. Are you playing today? Or are you just going to be watching from the sidelines? It should be a good one. We do have some good numbers here. In fact, it's that time, isn't it? I haven't done this yet, and I really should have. I really should have gotten around to this, but we'll wait for the servitor. Power building. Good luck, mate. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be good. We've got a lot of people in today. A lot of people, and obviously more to come down the line. It always starts kind of slightly lower, and it's laggy because people are being dropped and picking the game back up. Give it a second. It's fine. It has been a few weeks, mate, but I'm glad you're here now. You can't make them all, but the ones that you do, we're grateful for you for being here, joining in our collective pain, which is the captain's game. Let's go for green this weekend. Green works for me. Let's go for a rectangle works. Yeah, I like that color. Let's do green this week. Or like a bluey green. It comes up differently on my screen. And I got told off for writing nerds too small last time, so let's make sure it's big. Get some arrows in there and we are almost about to go. It's almost like tradition at this point, you know, you've got to show off the nerds. You've got to point them out every now and again, otherwise they point themselves out. So yeah, traditionally speaking, it wouldn't really be a captain's game unless we spot the nerds. And it's not hard to see them, let's be honest. They're kind of right here. And we're slightly off centre, aren't we? I've noticed that too. But we'll correct that, that's fine. That's just from the resetting. Ooh, bit of red in there. Yeah, there we go. Remember, we don't make mistakes, just happy little accidents. And I'm happy with that. Perfect. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to take a look at the map real quick, but at the moment people are choosing whether they want to play or not on this particular map. Jimmy only needs 4.5 lanes of copper, apparently. That's what it takes to win. Thought we go for anti-map. Excellent. Who doesn't love not playing? Certainly not me. And I want to say it's been 3.5 minutes now and I'm very proud of myself. I haven't sworn yet. Which means that I won't be algorithm out of existence. Posture check. That's very, very helpful, mate. As you know, obviously, these things go on for a while. So, I need to make sure I'm looking after myself. I need to hydrate. I need to make sure I stretch a little bit. And I think this time round, I'm going to try and get that on trees. I love the previous main Unfortunately, once you roll a map, it cannot come back. Once you've rolled that out of existence. It will never ever exist ever again. Let me just help our guys out here. No, Factoria's not responding. Okay. To join. Yeah, let's make sure all the new players get into their Discord because we don't want people to be lost in this. It can be a difficult game mode to navigate if, and again it's a big if, you're not fully aware of who does what. They're baiting me into captaining and I'm fine with it, but not today. Not today. I'm ill. Like properly ill. So yeah, what I'd rather do is sit here with you guys and girls and people of the internet and just chill for a little bit. Just hang out, you know? My build is spaghetti flexible. I've never seen somebody describe themselves as spaghetti flexible, but it makes sense. And we seem really, it's almost like there's a perfect map out there that Schrodinger's map, right? Somewhere out there exists the perfect and imperfect map, and if we keep rolling, then maybe we may land upon it, but if not, the next one will be the one. Obviously. Perfect tree has no trees, lakes, and good manors. I disagree. The perfect map is the one that you win on, and the one the enemy lose on, so it doesn't really matter. It's about how you play, and how you decide to play. Vote to reload the map has failed. This is the map for today. And I like it. I like what I see. Because it's different. As I get rid of our drawings, we have a large lake looming over the eastern side of main base, meaning that you either cross the lake to build your smelting to the east, or you move your smelting to the west or to the south if you're on the south, north if you're on the north. Hey, Norris dude, thank you for lurking. We have millions of iron in Maine, 500,000 stone, millions of copper, and coal is over 1 million. This is perfect. This is awesome. This is exactly what you want from a main base. You have oil to the east, larger oil off to the west, uranium, kind of close-ish. It's a bit awkward, but you could definitely uranium ore there. A pretty healthy mix patch for your defending with oil on top as well. This is a really nice spot. I would be surprised if people don't take advantage of this. as pings come out straight away, as I'm speaking about it, oh yeah, Ghosty can't be captain, I would be talking to somebody about this right away. This is a good problem to have. Turn this into defenders. Get the oil up as well. You can put flamer towers down here. You absolutely could have a frontline defense, putting you on the offense. Looking at outposting, it's got to be the east, surely. It must be. The amount of copper next to iron, I mean, this is perfect. If you're looking to make a rocket and you're not looking at the eastern side of this map, I would be worried about you as an outposter. I would be asking for your outposter card, your credentials. Now, the west is healthy in areas, but not in a condensed pattern like this is. 2 million, over 2 to 3 million copper here, with additional patches that can be threaded in. Huge iron, huge coal, and lots of oil. This is the space you build a rocket in, if you do so choose to. Remember, if you do so choose to. And again, Maine has, let's just take south to begin with, to kind of zoom out a little bit on this. And I'll get my MS Paint tool back up, and we'll start looking at what is and what isn't good about this. You've got space, surely, to build into. For instance, these areas, oh, black doesn't really work on this, does it? Right, let's just wipe that and use something brighter that you can see. You know, you can build your smelting lines and production here. You could, if you wanted to, you could build up your walls. Let's use this color, kind of like in this area, there or thereabouts. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly this, but you could lock off a lot of room without needing to go to the very edges, because, and I see this all the time, people get a little bit confused and they go, oh, well, there's a lake here, so what I'm going to do is I'll just build out to lake. You don't have to do that. In fact, it's a problem if you do choose to do that. If you choose for whatever reason to build a wall up to this area, you're making your main base too big. Whereas if you keep yourself in a box that you build, then firstly, you have control over the shape of that box, meaning that you have these 90-degree corners on the sides are dictated by you and not any lake that's in the way. And beyond that, you can plan out what you need in the space that you want. You do not want, and we'll see this today, we always do, every single week we see it, you do not want a production block here with no space whatsoever for you to build defenses to shoot over. Effectively meaning if any bugs were to come up to your wall and start fighting it, once they start spitting over the wall, they're hitting your production block. You need a buffer, a healthy layer of fat, of dead space in between your production block and your defenses in order for you to have a healthy level of defense without losing stuff. You don't want to lose stuff straight away. So I like what I see here in this map. Again, looking out to the east, I would say this has to be the strongest contender for outposting. You know, we've got patches here, 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 all very close to each other as well, and it's like they're double patches. It's copper and iron, which is perfect. You know, millions of copper and iron very close to each other means you just don't have to make that extra trip to go and find a patch that's like way over here and stitch that into your base. You have an egregious amount of free room. Let me just wipe this down. You have an egregious amount of free room in this back end here to build all of your production, and you have an egregious amount of free room within here to build all your smelting. So yeah, west doesn't look good. If I had to take a punt, I would say that you've also got a lot of lakes to deal with. Like, I know it sounds a bit obvious, but you have some really large water bodies out here as well, and I just wouldn't bother with it. Like, it's more effort than it's worth. And yeah, you could argue that, you know, potentially lots of these small patches add up to one large patch, but it just doesn't look as good. And the only reason I would come out to the west anyway is for this large uranium patch, and that's a far, far distance to be moving to make a nuke. Not beyond the realms of possibility, for sure, but it just doesn't seem the right level of effort. So yeah, sorry, let me just wipe that off. That's not where I want to be. So yes, in many ways, you know, this is a resource that you need later on in the game, but the distance you need to travel to get here, or to even build anything out here, mitigates the fact that you've had to travel. I mean, let's draw the journey, right? Here, here, here. To build a base right here, to make sure that power goes back. Now, stranger things have happened, longer plays have been made, but I just don't think this is worth it. I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to be spending 15 minutes at the beginning of the game, no, more than that actually, let's be honest, 30 minutes at the beginning of the game, fighting worms, dying to them, carving your way there, only to wait for about an hour and a half into the game before that tech comes in, to then build the thing, fire it up, power it, for it to then become relevant to you. And I'm just not sold on that idea. If we go ITYTD, potentially this will be made a play, because we're looking at hours added to the game time. At the moment, if it goes easy, piece of cake, or normal, I would tell anybody on my team with ambition to do that to just park that. There's no need, there's no point. Because again, you have a small amount of uranium close to you, and that trip now, you know, out there to a nuclear outpost. I mean, how much nuclear fuel do you ever really need in a game? By the time your nuke fires up, the game is closing out anyway. So a little trip up and back to a small production facility somewhere close to your base. Let's say, for instance, you just have a little bit of, you know, shiny rock smelting out here. Perfect. It's out the way. You can protect it by the lake. So here you go. Let me just draw out some easy defensive structures that you could put around this nuclear build, right? You could build a wall there. That's it. And then a wall down here, and then a nuke in that area, right? Easy peasy, squeezy lemons. You could also pave over the lake here, so that your main base players are connected to you. And by doing that, they're able to come in and out and do any kind of defensive structure, you know, build the wall out, add defenses in, grab some of the oil that's over here, whatever they need to do. But I would mitigate the stone patch that's here as well as the iron patch in order to facilitate a nuke if we need it, because there's bigger iron patches further out that we can grab and bring in. So yeah, just an idea. I'm sure none of these captains are looking at the game in this way, but if you want to win these games, you need to start looking at the map properly. You know, the map is the biggest factor in most of these games. Yes, your team and how your team play is important, and obviously we do have captains, and we'll go into our team picks in a second, but if you don't understand, or if you come to a slow conclusion as to how you want to play the map, you're going to be outplayed by the opposition. This is a chessboard, the pieces are already set. You don't start from a starting position where every single piece is in the same spot. Sometimes, you know, copper is far away. Sometimes the outpost is going to be impossible, or harder than normal. So, you know, picking a strong outpost team is important, because otherwise you're going to be lacking in that respect down the line when you need it to happen. If you outpost, please put marker. If I see anything to the west, I'll be shocked. And yeah, you've got some copper out here. We'll have to wait and see. My prediction is, okay, I mean, that's a lot of iron, but not enough copper, surely. Surely you can't be serious. It's also not close, it's too close to main to be an outpost, if I'm being completely honest. And it's got a lot of lakes, I agree. Lots of lakes. So, looking at the team, Enkling for the north, Jimmy 50 for the south. So it's traditional Bite Battles gameplay on the north from Enkling, which it's probably like 5 o'clock in the morning for him, right? Out in Malaysia. And Jimmy 50, who plays very fast and doesn't prioritize defensive building, so he's going to need threat farmers. And on this island, I can see the best threat farmer that's ever played the game. He's currently streaming the game though, so I don't think he's going to be playing today. I forget his name. He's some English guy. Oh, I'll tell you what made my day. Somebody commented on the bottom of one of our captain's games on YouTube, "You're the Bob Ross of Factorio, please never change." And that warmed my heart. I didn't need to hear that. And that wasn't me writing on one of my alt accounts to myself. But that made my day. That made me smile. It's not often that somebody, because obviously they're long videos, people kind of watch them through and they don't need to comment. He's got 0, has he? Ah, I see. One of the better threat farmers, for sure. But I feel like Enkling, you know, we've seen this before. We've seen the speedy plays, the fast players. So I wouldn't be surprised if over time people develop a handle on pinging out oil. Having an oily game today. And yeah, let's take a look at the team. Still a lot of people to pick from, obviously. In fact, you know what, I'm going to finish my coffee real quick, and then we'll take a look at the teams. They're starting to like flesh out a little bit. And for any of you that got a message off of Sticklord recently regarding Steam gift cards, don't click on it. His Discord got hacked. We traced the server back to an apartment block just off of Moscow, just off of the main strip in Moscow. I knew for a fact the moment he was offering me a free gift card from Steam. Anybody that's known Sticklord for more than 5 minutes knows that he's stingy, and he wouldn't be offering anybody anything for free ever. I love him, he's a great guy, but he certainly isn't as giving, shall we say. How has Cracked joined Team South? Floor Tyler joined North. Developers joined Team South. North have only one pick. No, we just go backwards and forwards, don't we? I don't know. There's an algorithm. We've been algorithmed. And there is a picking algorithm that's been in place for a while now. And with 27 people in voice chat, yeah, we can imagine we end up with 15 on 15, maybe even higher numbers. I'd love to see a 20 on 20 game. It's been a while since we've gotten there. Clutch, will you get North Korea? Well, that's a big ask. But if anybody can do it, Clutch will be the person that can. Microbore gets switched into South, Cognitive gets switched into North, and we're about to crest. Oh, Eddie's here. Oh mate, we've actually got some really good players still on the board. Jumboy Billy Bob, Plumpcat, Just Bob, Sticklord, one more, Meat Blue, Mitmop. Oh, Mitmop's here. We've got some really good players still to be picked. I would have grabbed a couple of these, but especially Plumpcat. I'd have grabbed Plumpcat like a while ago. Fair enough. Okay, right. Well, I guess we'll see. We'll have to see. There's some newer players here. There we go. Oh, that's Just Bob, but still. People like Wands and Anna Gamer and stuff, like, yeah, they're new, I guess. But they still have value. Oh, let me do this real quick. Let me do it as a shout. Try's been... there we go. They might have missed that first... Oh, yeah, that's a good point, because people are joining, aren't they? People are joining late. Or they're on that second round pick. Yeah, fair enough. It's certainly somebody I'd try and draft as soon as possible. Plumpcat is a very good player. Do not underestimate people like Plump, Eddie Cohn. There we go. Eddie's just been picked. For a good reason, too. Here we go. So these are the guys that came a little bit later. They will now be filtered into the game. And we're looking at 17 on 17. That's a really healthy amount of people to begin the game with, obviously. With probably, if half of these players get picked, we're looking at a healthy game of 20 players versus 20. Now, that might not seem like a lot, but that's 40 people in a game of Factorio on a weekend. 40 people. That's more than a football game, or as you Americans call it, soccer. I don't know who gave you permission to say that word, but jeez. And it's been 31 minutes, so I can swear now, I'm allowed. And I won't be algorithmed by YouTube, so holy shit, that was difficult. But we got there in the end, boys and girls, and people of the internet. On North, captained by Enkling, a Melik and a Gamer, Anumis, Bulkathos, Clutch, Cognitive Fun, Dr. Claw, Floor Tyler, Friendly Fire, Gabriel, Hoktuo, Joshua, Kawaii Pilltails, Meat Blue, Enkling Pipes, and Uncanny. They're going to start off the North's effort to win the game. Meanwhile in the South, Jimmy50, the fastest player we've ever seen. Califabop developer, Eagle, Eddie Conix, Fordeka, Jimmy50, again, obviously by his namesake, he's the captain. One more, Just Bob, Menenda, Microboy, Neuro, Outstanding, Pav, oh, South is so stacked, dude, how did this happen? Pavev, Qcrat, Koi Baby, Wands, and Zero Sun. The North are in for a rough time. How did this happen? How did you manage to get Neuro, Outstanding, Zero Sun, Developer, Califer, and Fordeka on the same team? Just for me personally, if Fordeka and Qcrat are on the same team, you've lost. So, yeah, good luck. And here we go. Some of the pings coming out are westerly based. Okay, maybe I was wrong. I'm almost never wrong. In fact, I am never wrong. What am I talking about? I think if I was playing this, I'd choose to build up main because it's a little tricky. It's not an easy build, at the very least here, with some of the topography that we see. I would choose to build up main, and then I would shift my position up to either threat farming or supporting an outpost. But that said, it's not. It really depends on who we have, and there's still more people to come into. So what I think we need to see is a clear distinction early on as whose north threat farms will be and how fast they can kick into gear. We know Zero Sun is going down that road of defenders into a car and driving around and throwing them out. In my mind, a suboptimal play, but one that can work, definitely. So we have a couple of people supporting and going for threat farm. But yeah, out of these people, who do you throw up there to farm? Because you've got a lot of skill here that you need to keep down back. You need to keep pipes behind. Enkling will build up main, Clutch can go for an outpost, Claw can go for an outpost, Friendly Fire definitely can outpost with Cog. And Kawaii, which means you need to kind of rely on someone like Uncanny, you know, some newer players to threat farm, and I just... Yeah, just be wary of giving those newer players... Oh damn, so I just need to... Give me a second, I just need to message somebody back on my phone. Yeah. Okay, right, that's dinner sorted. Sorry about that. Some more people coming and going. This looks like it's going to be the Spectator Island of Spectator Islands. I'm not seeing a lot of pings out here, ladies and gents, which I would expect to see some. This is an opportunity. If this, I'm not wearing a hat, but if nobody comes out here, that is a missed opportunity, and I'd be eating my own hat. Too close, way too close to be an outpost. Building anything of any note round in this area is you're just inviting attacks. I'm saying that now before the game started. You will be inviting attacks from main base to here. And you don't want to be rolling yourself into their defense as well, which, you know, you have through the power of osmosis, geographical osmosis. This base may get swept up into main defense, which is a terrible idea. You know, you don't do that. Did I add any more of these? Oh yeah. Added a few. Let's check them out. Added this. Added the Hypnotoad, obviously. I mean, we all love a Hypnotoad, don't we? So yeah, it shouldn't be a difficult play to make, I guess. Figuring out your outposts. And yeah, hopefully we can get going soon. Although, to be fair, Jimmy 50 might not be English or speak English, so talking to a group of people that, you know, aren't your main native language is difficult. I know Enkling, he does speak English, but it's broken because his main language is vastly different too. So it takes some time to organise, but I would put a clock on this. I'd put a 5-minute clock, because you can work and play and think at the same time. You can get things going on as you start the game. Just got to throw my 2p in. They can't read this, by the way. They can't. I don't think they can anyway. Although if I shout it, they will. Give them the old hurry up. Because it's been a while. We've been sat here in like a wait mode for ages. And this is what distinguishes the great captains, i.e. me, from the good, i.e. them. By now we would have started this game already. Nah, I'm good. Let's see. There we go. Somebody's indicating that they want to make use of this mixed patch. That's great. Finally, Enkling showing us a little bit of initiative, readying up. I reckon if you ready, right, they get a minute max. That's what I'd put down. It's like, we sorted our shit out. How long's it taking you? And I can swear now and not be algorithmed. But yeah, that should set a clock in motion to start the game. Like, North have sorted it out. If you need an extra 10 minutes, mate, not allowed. I'm not going to do it. Oh god, this is boring. Sorry guys, I want to be able to commentate on the game. We've been waiting long enough for it. We're meant to start on the hour. We're 37 minutes into the hour. This is poor. We need to figure this out, because I'm sorry guys, it does not take half an hour to pick 17 people onto your team. I'm saying it right now, it does not take that long. And if it does, you do not want to be captaining. I'm sorry boys and girls, it's not that hard. It's a list of people. You know who's good and who's bad. The first 10 picks from you should be obvious. If it's a choice between Pavev or some new player, like Uncanny, you pick Pavev, right? It's simple. You can even load up the ELO list and just pick the highest ELO player in that position. It's that simple. Or if somebody writes a note on their team going, all I'm going to do is build power, and you need somebody to build power, grab that person. This is poor. This is poor. Come on boys, hurry up. This game will go on for hours as well. So you could start playing now. You could put your burner cities down. You could begin producing science and building your basic power and continue to plan, right? It's not like when the gun goes off, people stop talking. Hey Blitzy, how's it going? Are you playing today? Are you playing? You should jump in, mate. If you can jump in, join South team and tell them to hurry up. That would be great. I'm doing well, mate. I'm recovering from COVID. There's a new strand or a new variant or whatever that's come into my area. We need to figure this out. Sorry, we need to. It shouldn't take you 40 minutes. And I mean that. And I don't care. I'm not trying to be controversial here, but if you as a captain need 40 minutes to plan a game out, don't captain. It's not for you. You're not the one. Let somebody else do it. Grab somebody else who knows the game, like Neuro or Fodeka, Califabob. They can do it in 15, guarantee you. Hot new COVID strains in your local area. Hey Fishbus, how's it going, mate? The prediction hasn't even started yet. Sorry, I will do that, by the way. I will do that. It's just, we're moaning a little bit, or bemoaning a little bit, the lack of coordination starting the game. The North were ready 10 minutes ago, and the South have an extra 10 minutes to organise, which I think is a little bit unfair. In an ideal world, once one side is ready, that should start a clock for the other side, because then you've both had the same amount of time to pick and to plan. We normally start these games at 4 o'clock my time. It's now 20 to 5 and the game has just started. Now, I'm not trying to rush things along, but that's 40 minutes. That's like almost half of a soccer game. Sorry, apologies, a football game. To just pick a team? Nah, I'm sorry, man. There's no larger philosophical debate to be had about who's good and who's not. You play enough in this server to captain, you know who's good and who's not. Let me start a prediction though, because the teams are pretty even. We have traditional, standard issue, Factorio up north. And on south we have a speedy team that have spent ages figuring it out. And I don't know why. I don't know fucking why. I don't know. Who knows? I'll tell you what though, when I do my captain my game, I'm going to show you how easy picking teams are. It's not going to be as long as that. Alright, prediction is going up. Bet your noodles. Bet your pot noodles. Your precious pot noodles are to be bet. And I hope you guys are doing well. We're on for a good game today. So who wins north or the south? You have 30 minutes, so maybe give it 25. See how either team works. My initial estimation was that the east was the better outposting area to work within. And I see, disheartedly so, a lot of people running to the west. So, yeah. I think I just need to turn up, boys. I need to start showing out. Like, there's a lot of people winning a lot of games here that if I was captain, they wouldn't. And I'm not just saying that, but I have an 8 in a row unbeaten streak. 2023 for me, perfect score. Nobody else in this server has that. You know, it's just a shame that when I was doing that, I wasn't streaming. Otherwise, I could have shown you how to captain. It's really simple. Clear communication, number one. You need to talk to everybody. If somebody goes quiet on you, talk to them. If all of a sudden at the beginning of the game, Dr. Claw is like, all right, guys, let's do this. I'm heading over here. I'm going to build this. I'm going to do that. And in an hour's time, if he's not talking to me, check in on him. It's like a homie, you know, give your homies a call, see if they're okay. Make sure they're doing all right. If they go quiet on you, they might be under pressure. Relieve that pressure. Give them a call, make some jokes. Hey man, how can I help you? What do you need from me? Be a homie. So, and that's what I try and do. Weaponize the new guys, right? If this guy's just stood around not doing anything, hey mate, what are you up to? Do you have a job? Do you want one? What do you want to do? Oh, you want to build power? Cool, come with me. Let's build up loads of power. And then, you know, oh, we just finished one block. Do you want to do another one? Or do you want to go and threat farm? Like, help get people into the game. Massage them into the game. You know, just telling people to do stuff and leaving them to do it. You can't really check. And you're wasting your time as a captain by, like, micromanaging people. So, give them goals. Give them roles. Give them strategies into the game. You know, just saying to, like, Microboy, you threat farm. It's not a lot to go on if you're a new player. How do I do that? Where do I do that? Am I just running at the bugs with a gun and some bullets, or am I building up some production around here? And if I am building up some production around here, how? Like, what do I do there? So, yeah, I would be giving clear, definite instruction as to what you do, how you do it, and do it with them as well. I get the feeling that a lot of captains are pretty much micromanagers, but they don't do it themselves. So yeah, so little things like, for instance, Enkling, right? He has a build down. It's a defined build. As a new player, you can look at this and go, all right, well, that's a lot of stone furnaces. I can do that. That's a lot of belts, and we're going to need inserters. I can make them, right? Stick down, smelter outburst, stick down a little bit of smelting, hand feed it coal. Start making that stuff. It's clear and obvious what Enkling wants at the beginning of the game. And power going down in this area, I don't hate it, I guess. I'd probably want to landfill this and turn it into something better than this, but for now, I guess, it's not the worst thing in the world. You need power anyway. But yeah, I'm bored of seeing it done in a way which isn't intercepted. You know, not defending for an hour and 40 minutes is unacceptable for me. That is an easy win. Blitzy's up north. Let's go north team. Quick question, have you voted for yourself? Or did you vote for the south, hoping that you'd be south? Power does not, I don't know. I'm in an aggressive mood no, I'm not really. I'm in a combative mood today about how the game should be played. Well, you've got to play to win now, mate. You've got to play to win, or not to lose at the very least. But we're looking at 21 on 20. It's a great number of people to have in a game like this. So 1,000 noodles get slapped down on South. So yeah, I think it's time to start getting involved. So we've got a couple of threat farmers up here, it looks like. Bulkathos, Josh, and Floor Tyler. Some mixed patch enjoys over here in Gabriel Clutch and Pipes. And nobody's coming out here. What? This isn't enough. Surely this isn't enough. Unless we're not going for a rocket. Potentially? I don't know. The South have Zero Sun, Microboy and Wands. It looks like they'll be the threat farmers for the South. And we're on ITYTD as well. So this will be a longer game. This will be a long form game. Not the 5 to 6 hour type game that we see, but 2 to 3, 3 to 4, depending on how fast everybody is and how quick those rockets go up into the sky. We should be seeing a relatively quick game. There's a ton of resources around us, and the only thing that's going to get in the way are the lakes, the worms, and ourselves. Sometimes we get in our own way, and that's fine. Happens to the best of us. But yeah, if I'm on north and I'm looking around, hey Blackguard, what are you up to? How can I help? Jump into voice chat. In fact, let's remind everybody, just so that everybody knows. Just a friendly reminder to anybody that maybe doesn't know that we have Discord, and Discord is active. At the moment we have a lot of people on North joined and a lot of people on South, so you're not alone in this game. You know, you have people out there looking out for you because they want you to do well, you know. And yeah, this is worrying to say the least. But you need power somewhere. I mean, you could arguably have dragged it out here. There's no way that you're going to be using this space for anything really particularly massive. So yeah, I would have stuck power down in this area and just kind of belted round and through. You could belt directly through actually. But never mind. South will lose. I believe that the South will lose. I mean, they have like a 60% win rate, but the South normally lose. In fact, the last couple of games I've streamed, the South have lost. So, although they have in public play a very high win rate, I think in standard issue weekend play, captain's games I mean, they tend to come across side swipes and poor defensive builds. And at the moment, unfortunately, somebody has to chop the trees. Let's take a look at the research real quick. It's all standard at the beginning of the game. Logistics, into green science, into steel, and the North have already locked in military exclusively to them, whereas the South aren't progressing at all. And do we have any research coming in? We do now. But it's all quite slow. 4 labs, it's okay. You know, it's okay. there's builds that you can have which are like flowers of these, where you have like 6 to 8 labs working at a single given time, and that for me is a positive. Not yet. So yeah. Hello, Bruiser boy. How is your weekend? Hopefully it's going well. Hopefully you're doing okay. Touch wood, everybody is staying away from the new COVID strain that's called V1 or something, VEC or V1C, I don't know. But it's here, it's arrived. And I hope that everyone is boosted, healthy, keeping far away from COVID. We can say fuck off to COVID, right? No more. I was bored of it already. The first time it happened, it was boring. The second time it happened, absolutely not. I don't need any mutated strains. But yeah, welcome, mate. Welcome. Anybody that's watching that doesn't know, this is a live game of Factorio. You can jump into this game and play right now. There's a team of 21 on North, a team of 20 on South. So there's 41 people all in one video game, which isn't impressive if you're playing Apex Legends. And it's not that impressive if you're playing COD, for instance. But Factorio, come on. I mean, that's kind of impressive, right? Like, to get that many people to coordinate together at the same time against each other. It's not PvE, where all of the teams are up against... Oh no, come on, mate. Stop building box art. And maybe help your team. Cool, right, let's mix the music up. Let's mix the music up, because I had an idea. Copyright-free music, right? Okay, so last week we did space music. We did jazz, disco, funk. Jungle music. Yeah, there we go. That's the playlist I want to listen to. Jungle music. I don't want... No. I don't want meditation music. I don't want jungle like drum and bass. I want actual jungle music. Come on. Is it playlist maybe? Playlist? Is that what I'm looking for? Copyright-free jungle playlist. I need jungle music in my life. Is that coming through? Can you guys hear that? Let me know if that's coming through or not. I'm not that great at the moment on mixing my music. I'm on a new program, by the way. The reason I'm on a new program is because it integrates with a much more developed version of that Paint software that I used to use in older broadcasts. So this takes less resources from my computer, meaning that I can draw more, and it has more options. So I've had to kind of relearn how to do my stuff, basically. But hopefully you guys appreciate it. When we talk about like the wider game, you know, let's say for instance, we're trying to draw up defensive structures from... that's huge. I love that. That's a statement right there. Power, right here. So yeah, when we're talking about defenses, you know, this tool for me doesn't slow my computer down as much as other tools have done in the past. So we can look at, you know, okay, maybe the North want to create their walls in this kind of like shape or pattern, you know, meaning that any bugs that come down on them, for instance, you know, onto our front, onto our sides, we can have defensive areas, zones, if you want to call it that, bubbled zones of defenses, of flamer towers, you name it, you know, lasers, where the area around the wall is vastly protected to the point where all of your production block, all of your power behind it, and this is terrible drawing, by the way, like this looks like a 5-year-old did it, but I hope you can understand that trying to integrate live telestration into a stream, it's one of the only things that I think makes this stream unique, is that I've found a way, and I'm not very technically minded, but I found a way to draw. And it sounds easy, but it's not, because this is a program where it's all code, and I've got to figure out how the fuck I load it each time. It's not, yeah. You know me, I'm a technical wizard. Yeah, I'm like one of those toddlers standing on each other's shoulders. Going, 1 ticket, please. Yeah, that's my brain effectively. It's like toddlers standing on each other's shoulders. Right, zooming out. The East is an untapped gold mine of opportunity. And Kawhi Pertales has seen it for what it is and is heading out with power poles in hand and hopefully enough healing to survive all this. And we'll keep in touch with that because I think, and I said this as the game started, that the East has much more potential, like shockingly more potential than the West in terms of resources and production. I would send my very best outposters to around about this area here, or maybe even further south, and I would tell them, make a rocket happen. You know what to do. You don't need me to tell you. Make a rocket happen. And got some mixed building here from Clutch. Maybe we're looking at some throws early. Somebody's created I like this. Somebody's created a junk set of boxes. Obviously, wood isn't junk. You need to make power poles. So I just stick that into some automation. But I like it. We're helping people out. South are slightly ahead in research, I want to say. Let's take a look at the production stats. It's pretty much neck and neck, to be honest. They've used around about the same amount of jugs. They're just prioritizing different researches over another. Same with drills. Drills are relatively equal. Boilers. The North have larger ambition for power. They're not kind of hamstringing themselves by building a large power block right in the middle of their base, which again can cause problems. The initial power block here from Amelec, smart idea. You don't necessarily want to be having power here. The ideal place is far away. And as I spoke earlier, we are looking at a power block happening in an ideal situation, a better place. And yeah, can you hear the music in the background? Anybody? Just let me know if it's coming through or not. Some playlists are incredibly loud and I have to tune it down. And some playlists are incredibly quiet. And it's hard to kind of have an average set of music coming through, so you should be hearing jungle music only because we're starting to explore. It's nice, good stuff. That's all I need to know. I just want to try new stuff out. Every streamer I see has drum and bass or funk or lo-fi, and I think that's great for most people. Here we do things slightly differently. We draw on the screen like we're 12 or 5-year-olds, sorry. Clown music. We did that once. Were you here for clown music, Blitzy? It was awful. It was the creepiest thing. Later on, I will stick on some clown music for about a minute. I don't really want to go any more than that because it was grim. It was really weird, mate. It was like laughing children in the background and chainsaws and yeah. I think I might have clicked on Insane Clown Posse, who listened in. The Doe, welcome. Holy. Welcome, everyone. I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope you're staying safe. How did the runs go? The Doe, first and foremost. And to all the new people that are in here, you've tuned in just as we turned on jungle music. We're having a chill, ASMR, relaxing stream today. It's been a busy week. Welcome, Martin. Welcome. I hope you're having a good weekend, mate. I like how you've put that into brackets, raid. Contextual, that is. But yeah, I hope you have some good runs today, the Doe. And obviously, I hope everybody's staying clear of this new corona strain that's going around. It sucks that we're here again. Didn't go so hot, but my wrist held up okay. That's good to know. Oh no. Oh no. It's always the small things, isn't it? It's never the larger things in the run. Getting there, though. Getting there. How close are you, if you don't mind me asking, because I don't know if people compare in the way that other people might do in sports. How close are you to Team McIntyre's, like, timings and all of that jazz? Are you closing in on that level, or are you kind of, like, hammering your time down and down and down until you're at the, 4 hour 13, I think, now? Because it's interesting, I've seen Derek be green in loads of areas, like literally green split, and then he'll just kill a run. And I'm like, why? Obviously, there's a reason why. Like, something's missing, or maybe there's a certain resource that's miles away. But it always sparks me slightly odd that he'll be doing really, really well. Looks like he's on for a really good time. And he'll just go, no, that's it. And he'll just click, stop, go into edit mode. And it boggles my mind. Again, there's a lot of time. So you're in that phase of hammering down your time. So, yeah, I like that, though. I'm really interested in speedrunning. I wanted to get involved with the Water Bus guys and do like a team speedrun, but yeah, I agree, Dusty. It just, for me as a spectator, obviously, in the moment, he knows, like, he's the best. I mean, he's got the world record, obviously, he's the best version of it, but it appears to me like I would fight on, and he'll just look at one, like, I don't know, one thing, just will look at a belt and go, no, that's it, GG's. Click off, right, start again. But again, if you're going to spend 4 hours, a new Gold Rusher speedruns. Yeah, oh god, what about 2.0? I haven't even thought about that. I saw a trailer with a worm that ate loads of buildings, and I thought, I like this. I like what I see. You know, they're moving in a direction that I can definitely see myself. A free 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah, I see. No, I like it's interesting because the worm just kind of appeared. And again, when it comes to biter battles, which is what we're seeing at the moment, guys, anybody that's new here, I will explain what's going on, but I do like to have a chat. And at the beginning of the game, things are slow. So it's nice to have you all in here, and having a chat with you is an added bonus. But yeah, the 2.0 stuff for us, we have to look at how we program all that stuff in. There's new enemies. Have you guys seen the crab thing? It's not, I don't even think it's a crab. It's like some starfish that walks. And it launches flying units that like fly around. I'm so looking forward to seeing that in this game mode, if we can get it programmed in. And you might have to see me try and fail a run of the new 2.0. You never know. But yeah, pentapods. Yeah, pentapod? Is that pentapods? I've just been calling them crabs. Okay, they have an official name. Thank you, Useless Pony. Thanks for filling in some gaps there of my own knowledge. Pentapods. It's an interesting thing. And again, I don't think it's going to change a huge amount, but Vulcanus. Yeah, I think that's the video I saw. This large, like, dune worm thing. And again, I'm not explaining that correctly, but it just slithered through a base, and it looked to me, and I don't know if they've explained this or not, and it might be, I only saw this in a brief, quick moment. It looked to me that every time he hit a building, he got larger. I'm giving it a gender. It got larger. And so it looked like it grew as it destroyed the factory, which again, for us, imagine one of those worms crashing into this. It'd be enormous. And then how do you kill it? Because I saw that lasers didn't work. And I kind of want us to have something like that in this game mode. That would be amazing. Just at a certain time point in the game. And for any of you that are new here, sorry, I should explain the mechanics of how this works. Over the course of the game, the bugs on the map evolve. They become bigger, stronger, faster, and they become more aggressive, and they just basically ruin your day. Your goal in this game mode, and I know most of you know this stuff, but for the 5 or 10 people out there that don't, or that haven't seen this before, your job as either team is to protect your rocket silo in the middle of your base from the bugs killing it. So we build up bases, just like, House of Cards, we build up our bases in our production. We go through our technology tree and we research all the stuff that we need, that we think are correct for us in this game mode, and we build a big base. And we defend ourselves from the bugs as they evolve and as they advance in their own technology and strength. And today we have a really good game. We have 22 people on North and 21 people on South. So there are 43 people playing a game of biter battles, playing a game of Factorio. And I think that's kind of cool. We were speaking about this earlier. For Call of Duty, that's normal, 40 people in one server. Hey Artist, nice to have you with us. And hey Identity, nice to have you with us. Thank you for chatting away. The new science and materials, I want to see it all. I also the raised rails too. Like, they have like raised train stuff. I'm interested, guys. I'm looking forward to exploring what they have on offer. So yeah, just to go through some of the basic nerdy stuff. The bugs will eventually, and I do use MS Paint, and I'm unashamed in doing that. I'm probably one of the only streamers on Twitch that actually draws on their stream, so it's the only thing I've got going for me, because I've got no personality and no jokes, so the only thing I have is somebody commented on the bottom of a YouTube video that I was like the Bob Ross of Factorio, and I will take that to the grave. I'm putting that on my CV. I might even get it tattooed on me as a quote. I need that in my life. I need to wake up every day and remind myself that somebody thinks I'm like Bob Ross, and that is one hell of a compliment. So the bugs are coming for us in these arrowed patterns. They're going to come into our base, and so our job as a team, as we're on the south for instance, and as you can see, the map is split by this river, but on either side of the map it's exactly the same. It's reflected effectively. So the northern iron patch here is exactly like the southern iron patch here. There's no advantage of being on the north or the south. So yeah, we need to build up, defenses in our base. We can't just leave our production open to be hit by the bugs. So what we're looking to do down the line is to build large defensive structures like walls and stick behind them lasers and standard issue Factorio stuff. You guys know this. But by building up a nice big defensive box, we can then kind of protect our internal structures whilst keeping the... it's not a river, it's the sea. Yeah, I know, Cliff, I know. So this program that I'm using can be invisible, but I need to learn where the buttons are, and because it's new, I haven't yet learned where all the buttons are at the top and stuff, so I kind of... I kind of need to like turn it on to draw and then turn it off to draw. Now I can macro that, but it's such a, without going into too much detail, it's a really fiddly program. Like, I'm lucky that I've found a way to make it work for me. 99% of the comments I saw at the bottom of this thing, it's like a Python script, are saying that the Python script doesn't work. I showed it to a friend of mine who does Python and knows about Python, and he kind of changed and altered a few of the values inside the script, and now it works for me. So I kind of don't want to. If it isn't broken, don't fix it. And at the moment, I'm quite lucky that that this works. But yeah, sorry. Strange header for okay. Landfill in Middle Sea. Now, I would argue. So first things first is, if you get into this game and you landfilled here, you will die. It's hard coded into the game. We do have games where we build bridges, like special games where we build a bridge across, and you can kind of fight each other. But the idea of the game is that you don't fight the enemy team, you fight your side's bugs as they get bigger and they get stronger. And each team can influence the state of the bugs, the strength of the bugs, by throwing science at them. So you can pump up the enemy bugs by sending different science levels, and obviously the amount that you send will change the level that they level up to. And we have values that each science, kind of how many resources it takes, what the mutagen multiplier is, and the efficiency of by throwing that science, how efficient you are by throwing it. So, throwing 1,000 white science will change the evolutionary state from, like, let's say for instance, 2% to like 102%, and all of a sudden the bugs go from being easy to kill to frighteningly difficult to kill. We're miles away from that level of the game though. At the beginning of the game, what we tend to see is, as you would a normal Bite to Battles game or a normal Factorio game, we need to build up our production, automate our building of the sciences, and automate the beginnings of your base. And we're seeing again here, we saw this last week. Threat farming, fantastic. You've really helped me there, Grizzy Boy. And I welcome that, because sometimes I struggle to talk about the beginning of the game. But there is a mechanic happening at the moment that we can discuss, and that is threat farming. That is running into enemy territory, shooting all the bugs whilst they're weak, and then running away again, doing effectively a lightning strike. And the reason why you'd come in and do this, and we should see guys kicking into gear really soon on that particular playstyle, is that you can drive the number of bugs on your team into the negative. The reason you do this is it would make the entire map for your side. So let's say, for instance, the south have a threat farmer, and the threat farmer is doing this. They're running into bug territory, and apologies for the header and footer again, but this just... hang on a minute. Have I turned that off? I haven't turned that off. Visible? Technical problems. You can kill the bases, absolutely. And that's my favourite playstyle of this game mode. So the threat farmers will run into an enemy territory, kill as much as they can, and then leave. And as the game goes on, the bugs will spawn naturally larger and larger numbers. So whilst they're weak, as you run in, kill as many as you can, and then run back out again, you're wiping them out. You're negatively impacting their numbers to the point where the threat number in the game turns into a negative. As you can see at the top of the screen here, if I disable my drawing tools, the North have a 2% evolve bug, so every bug on the map has an evolutionary state, and at the moment there are 173 of them. If, for instance, Microboy, with a gun, or some grenades, or some red ammo, however they want to do it, was to run into bug territory and kill the bugs off, that number would go down. Sorry, the number is 177 for the South. If you kill 170 bugs, your map goes passive, meaning that you won't get attacked from anywhere on the map until the map populates again a positive number of bugs. Threat farming effectively is manipulating the state of your side's aggressiveness. And I love this. This is my playstyle. The reason I am known as the best captain in this game and one of the strongest players on the server, and I'm not just saying that, I say it tongue-in-cheek, but it is true. Like, it's hard to debate. Like, I win my captain's games off the back of this. Is threat farming at the right time and devastating your enemy with sends at the right time. You don't want to. It's like being in a boxing match. You don't want to be there and just defend the whole time. You need to throw some punches, and at the same time, if you go in with the mindset that you won't be punched, you're going to get hit hard. So some players play this game mode as if defending isn't part of it. Unfortunately, there are no draws in this game. Like, one team eventually, once the bugs, these guys are easy to kill, right? They're going to run at the base, and they're going to kind of get shot by somebody with a gun. When they're 3 times this size, with 5 times the health pool, and it takes 50 grenades to kill them, you don't want them anywhere near your buildings, because 1 attack or 2 attacks will kill the buildings off. So, going back to my original point, threat farming is incredibly important because they don't stay weak for very long. At the moment, what we have here is multiple teams gearing up to begin a raft of threat farming. So, wonder how it would work if most players try to rush a rocket and there's one player who needs to... Artus, if you ever play this game, remind me to pick you. Remind me to pick you, because that is exactly the way that I play this game. If I see somebody trying to get to late game, I go, no, 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 no. Please can we get somebody to spam them? Force the evolution up to mediums, so these guys at the moment are small. Oh, steady. If they have brown shells, the bugs, they are what we call small bugs. Mediums have pink shells, large have blue, and behemoth have green. And once we get to behemoth and big bugs, they can have bosses with health bars over the top, meaning and indicating that they're harder to kill and they have more HP. So even transitioning your bugs, your enemy's bugs, from small to medium means they have to use more resources to kill them, they have to use more of their energy and effort to make it to the bugs, and when you go and threat farm them in the enemy territory, they're just naturally harder to kill. So you have a window of opportunity, and that window at the moment is closing for both teams. Like, somebody at the moment should be heading out there and killing some of the bugs. Like, this is really, really passive at the moment, and I'm not exactly sure why. But yeah, Artis, you're completely correct on that. If, let's say for instance, the North aren't defending, I will go on the attack. And if the North are defending, I need to figure out... Never played this mode, I'm a bit slow in building the base from scratch. You see, that's where this game mode is a bit unique. So we have on the North a captain, a leader of the team called Enkling. Now, he's playing from the Philippines at the moment. I think it's about 5 o'clock in the morning. So it's very early for this man to be playing the game, but he will be on our Discord and he will basically be talking and outlining all of this stuff. So as a new player, or even as a slow player, you don't necessarily need to be the one driving the game forward. Somebody who's a veteran will kind of slap down all of the blueprints and go, hey guys, who can help me, build this? So I would say, when you have the time, mate, when you have the time, and if you have the energy, get into a normal game and just ask somebody, how can I help? Given the number of players in the match, what signs do you expect to push first to keep them from outpacing you? It's an interesting one, and that is a very good question. We're on the easiest difficulty, where signs sending is 25% effective. So I would say green and red I would just use to research. Throwing them, it's like throwing a snowball at a volcano. If you can paint by numbers, then you can play. Yeah, I'll get in. Alright, here's my commitment. Here's my commitment to you guys. In the next week or so, I'll play more during the week, because I need to shake some rust off. I'm rusty, I haven't played for a while now. For any of you that don't know, that don't tune in, I recently bought a house, and moving in and unpacking all my furniture and stuff has been a bit of a stressful one, but it's done now, we're all good, and we're settled. I need to play during the week. I might stream that. I might stream myself playing some games. I also need to kind of figure out who I want on my team. There are a couple of names here that jump out off the page where if I can pick Fordeca straight away... Yeah, no. Hey dude, when you buy a house, tell me about how easy it is. Now, obviously, I'm very lucky and I'm privileged, and I've saved up a long time off this. It is not the easiest thing in the world, trust me. It's been hard, and everybody has a difficult life, and I don't want to be here playing my tiny little fiddle and oh, woe is me, but it was stressful. No longer am I stressed because it's done. So yeah, the signs that I would use to outpace a team in this economy begins at military, and even with that said, it begins not at the hundreds, but at the thousands. We see, I think, one player here that is already beginning to try that process out. Microboy. Microboy has mixed smelting patches, so he's using this mixed patch here to effectively sushi smelt, and hopefully we'll get some vision back on this when he comes back, to sushi smelt up some military signs. However, I would avoid at all costs sending small amounts. It takes a while to build, right? So maybe on the hour mark you send 1,000 rather than on the half hour mark send 200. That way you're really throwing that number from 3% to 20% maybe. And there's calculators that we have in the game that we can kind of test all this stuff out. But as you can see now, we're 35 minutes into the game, and both teams need to start threat farming right now. We're starting to get onto the clock now where you need to stop building stuff and you need to get going. Like, the game is not a passive sandbox, do what you want when you want, take a breather. If I'm an opposition captain on either of these sides, I am asking aggressively for somebody to run up here and start dropping them. Because 200 bugs, that's like one good run. Here, all you need is a submachine gun, some yellow ammo, a couple of grenades, and some armor. If you can get heavy armor early game, that's great. If not, light armor. Head up into bug territory, hold down left click, and just run around and kill stuff. Like, that's all you need to do. Just click around, get yourself moving, and that's it. Yeah, any more than that, and you're just overdoing it. Yes, you want defenders down the line. Yes, you want your shooting upgrades. It'd be great to have personal lasers and shield. At the beginning, all you have access to is a gun and some bullets. Make the most of it. Make the most of what you're given and fight the bugs off. And here we go. Wands looks to be the first person to be engaging in that battle. These brown-shelled bugs, these small bugs, go down very easily. And again, they're swarming him, but they're not killing him straight away. And if he has health and regen in the form of fish, he won't go down. And if he does go down, it's F in chat. Oh no, he's come up against a worm. And that small run for the south has dropped their number from 200 odd to 170. So if there were more people doing this, or again, let's check the research out. So they're not prioritizing. Oh, they have some shooting upgrades and lab research. Okay, interesting. So they've gone for fast I don't know. I don't hate it. Certainly a change up for sure. And talking of change up, are we happy with jungle music, or should I shift this into a different kind of... Oh no, once it's being dropped. I might mix the music up a little bit. Because somebody said clown music, and I'm like... yeah, I'm not super happy about that. Let's go for something a little bit more upbeat. Let's go for something slightly different than what we're currently listening to. No, I don't need lo-fi playlists. Witch music? I don't know what this is, so if it's terrible, we'll get it off. I've yet to play. Interest me quite a bit. Well, feel free to stick around. The game will evolve. At this moment in time, we're seeing lots of people building bases outside of the main base, and they will have their own function. So the idea is that you protect your main base, your main objective is right here, and you must defend this at all costs, even to the point where you throwing your life into the bugs being killed by the bugs is better than losing this silo here. You only get one, and when it dies, it's GG. But not everybody can play in main base because there's not a lot of room. So you can only have about 10, maybe 15 people playing in the main base. So you'll see lots of sub bases. This one, for instance, is going to be making defensive plays, doing their threat farm. Micro Boy over here, he's got some spam going on. It's not fully being fed because steel isn't a thing. Or steel is a thing, but not massively so. And it's slow. But yeah, he's got some kind of spam up and running. The map hasn't got wider, but we've revealed more of it. So in the olden days, Jesus, I'm showing off my age here. Back in my day, in the olden days, at the beginning of the game, without exploring, we'd normally be given a box of around about this size to look at. And I think now that we've got more people playing and we've got a couple of new interesting kind of additions to the game, we've been given kind of more vision off the back of that. There's just more populated games, and the last thing you want to do is take half an hour to run out to the east, only to realise that there's nothing here for you to use. So you can keep going. There's more that you could keep pushing into the darkness here. It goes on forever, but I feel like we get given enough to know whether we want to go left or right from main base play. So yeah, we have a couple of outposts out here. Sometimes these outposts are here purely for the late game. They'll be building nuclear power or they'll be building a rocket. And as we all know, the best science to throw is that white science, but the only way you get it is by sending a rocket into space. So yeah. Didn't recall that full width was explored. Clowntown and JD Plays. Yeah, I've heard about these guys. I kind of wanted to get in touch, but I'm also like a bit of an unknown quantity to them. And I don't want to just message somebody randomly and go, hey man, I know you guys used to stream this, like, I've got some questions, but I'd love to tap them up for some advice, because we've been doing this for a little while, but it's not the best version that it could be. I feel like we could be doing it better. And those guys were like the OGs of biter battles, effectively, when like anti-elites would play. And but yeah, we've done a couple of 1v1 tournaments. They were good fun, and we host every week a weekend captains game like this, where we've got 22 people on north, 21 on south. That number will eventually grow, probably to around about the 25 on 25. Some people don't join straight away. JD is around. Oh, good stuff. Yeah, obviously life takes us in different directions, and something could have happened. You could have been promoted at work or moved to a different part of the country, so you never know. I just hope that they're all healthy and safe and well, and if they do decide to come back, I'd love to kind of pick their brain over kind of the state of the game and what they would do to change it, because they've been around for a while. They know what they've seen it all. I've kind of just appeared out of nowhere, become the best player in the server, obviously. And from there, please don't tell me that's real. JD's too busy doing hot tub thong streams. Oh god, please tell me that's a joke and that's not real. I'm not tuning into that, I'm sorry. It's just not my thing. Oh dear. And we have grenades. Grenades on the military science base. Small things like this. As you can see here, where science should be fed into the labs, we have a kind of a mixed belt here where grenades have come through. How fast this team spotted this mistake is very important to their progression. If you leave mistakes like this down, you won't tech into the kind of research you need as fast as you can. So if I'm up on north, I'm constantly checking belts, I'm constantly looking at, and it's really what makes the good captains the best. You need to identify this, right? You need military science to be researched, right? Most of your labs aren't working. Why? Come in, debug this, look at this, right? Why isn't military going in? Why aren't our labs fully built up? What can I do to change that? So hopefully Enkling, as a veteran captain, will look at his research going very slow. Just go to during September. Yeah. One thing I'm never going to ask of you guys, and I say this all the time, you do not need to give bits or subscribe or any of that stuff. Like, this is all done just for fun. I'm never going to get to a point where I need that money, so I'm not going to ask. Adverts run, I'm going to be completely honest, I don't make a ton of money off the adverts. I'm not here to make money. So keep yourself. Keep it, give it to somebody else. Your favorite small streamer, make sure they get it instead of me. Okay, that we're here for fun. The only time I'm ever going to ask for anything is if we start raising money for charity. And I might say at that point, if you have the chance to, I didn't buy I definitely didn't buy my house off the back of that. So as we said, you know, Enkling is a veteran captain. He spotted this mistake early on. He realised his labs weren't fully working, and within a minute of me saying that, not because he's stream sniping, but purely because he knows what he's doing, he's now adding to his team's effort in increasing research, etc. So I have Emily Floppe's quality. She's good fun. Very funny streamer. Very funny streamer. And she's relatively skilled at Factorial. And I'm not just saying that tongue-in-cheek. But yeah, big fan. I like to support other Factorio streamers, so I like to hang out and shoot the shit and poke fun, obviously tongue-in-cheek, at what they're doing and how good they are, etc. So yeah, the way I look at it is that we're all a little community. The table is big enough for everybody to eat at. This isn't like one of those. This isn't one of those environments where only one person can be the streamer of the thing. Thank you for the follow, Identity. I appreciate that. There are other Bite to Battle streamers, absolutely. The ones I can recommend are Runebogler, who's an American streamer, I think, or Canadian. I don't want to get that one wrong, because I know people get very precious about being mischaracterized. Runebogler plays the game, and he is one of our faster and more aggressive players. So I would definitely tune into his stream. I think at the moment he's at school, I want to say. I think he's studying. Or he's studying for a degree, I think. I might be wrong in that, but one of our streamers is currently doing university, so they're kind of on and off. Carl as well, who's our German Factorio player. He's very efficient, not just because he's German, but he's very efficient, very fast at the game. He's on holiday at the moment. He has a young family, but he normally streams this weekend game. And Caliphobop. Those are the three I would say that if they are streaming, and I'm trying to encourage people to stream more, because then you get a good look at what it's like to be in the middle of the game. But one thing I have been called out on is I haven't played in a while, and although I am the most successful captain who has ever played this game, and I'm not just saying that tongue-in-cheek, and obviously remember guys, stay humble. It's not about bragging, right? It's about having fun. I haven't played in a while, and I think I need to rectify that. I need to ratify that by playing, because it's easy to call yourself the best, but if you haven't had a run out in a while, somebody might have overtaken me. Now, I watch this game enough to know that nobody has, but I need to prove a point. I need to get into the game and start dominating. And obviously do that in a friendly way. I know I say it every week. I know. Yeah, Runebogler is he's around, definitely. He's definitely still playing the game. I see him every now and again streaming, so what I might do is I might send him a message on Discord and say, hey mate, how do you fancy a Runebogler versus Ghosty captain's game? Let's grab some of the OGs and let's have it out. Me versus everyone. It's like when Derek McIntyre did him versus everybody. I don't think he expected to even come close. You guys won that, right? The viewers won that, if I remember correctly. I've seen bits of it. I need to watch the whole thing. But when it was Team McIntyre versus his entire viewership, they just picked a map with loads of trees. And he just spent the entire thing just... Oh, that sucks. I heard it was a good one. I want to see more of that. We only won... Oh, really? Oh, so it was closer than I thought. I assumed it was just strength in numbers. We have games, and we've had games. In fact, let me grab my YouTube channel real quick. I don't self-promote that often, but what I do like to do is just show some of the older games that we have. And again, everything that's here now will go up onto YouTube so that we can watch them back. Sometimes you get these amazing games. If you have a look at this YouTube channel, and ignore the Foxhole content that's gone up. I've recently started playing Foxhole and I love it. But we have a game on there, a classic game, where we had 67 people versus 7. I think it was 7 to begin with, and then they got some subs. So we like to have like teams of professional speedrunners, and that's the guys like Zymoltus, Cronus, Bumblebee Rider, Carl, the real fast guys. And I'd love to see people like, oh, careful, the bugs are coming in. I'm surprised we're not seeing threat farming now. This is wild. Here we go, Woz is up to it. Here we go, defenders, right. Woz is currently farming and threat farming. This is what it looks like. Killing the bugs in their own territory, dropping the number into the negative. At the moment, as it's positive, the south are being attacked. Once these next 47, 21 bugs go down, we'll see a negative number, meaning that by these buildings, the game, the map, needs to populate 86 bugs more before they can become aggressive. So this helps me explain my point a little better earlier on than just saying it. This is good from WOS. We need this to happen, and the sooner it happens, the better. This negative number can go deep. This can go into the minus thousands. But, alright, here's my promise to you guys. Here is my absolute cast iron promise. Otherwise, I'll be doing hot tub thong streams. I'll play next week. I'm going to play some captain's games, or just normal standard Biter Battles games. And what I'll try and do whilst I'm playing, it's not easy, because you need to dedicate a lot of brain power whilst you're playing in order to keep tabs with everything. I'll try and do a bit of running commentary over the top as well. I'm doing this because of XYZ. I see a problem here. I think we need to go here, and just try and... Yeah, you say that now. Yeah, you say that now. And we'll do a little bit of an educational teaching. And even win, lose or draw, I don't mind if I don't win. We don't play to win. Every time I get into a game, I get a little sharper. I shake the rust off a little bit. So, yeah, that's my take on this whole thing, is that I'll just get in to try my best. But whether we win or lose, we'll have learned something about the current meta. The game is constantly evolving and adapting. New players are coming in with new ideas. For instance, I've not seen this before. I don't know if it's good or not. It's currently winning games, but I believe that this has some inherent weaknesses. For instance, some of this science at the moment is missing in some of your labs, and having it sat in a box is not good for you. The same way that you have some cross-contamination of the belts. I think there's something... Yeah, oh, we have. Oh, dude, this goes on forever. Look, I'm not going to scroll the whole way, but you see how deep this is? We did a special event where everybody got Spidertrons for free. So sometimes we do special events where there'll be free boxes of stuff at the bottom here that you can take for free. And we did an event where we made the bugs really strong. We gave everybody Spidertrons, and you weren't allowed to defend your main base. You had to go deep as you could into enemy territory. Mate, that went on for a while. That was really good fun. The one thing I really like about this community is that if somebody has a cool idea, so we've done space exploration before, we've done Bob's mods, we've done Crastorio. We are a community that play Biter Battles, yes, but beyond that, it's a community of people who just like this game. So if you have a cool idea, like how can we deep rock Galactic? I think that's what we called it. I think it was DRG game, where it was like, you know, kill the bugs, mine deep into enemy territory. We try and set that stuff up as often as possible. I've got a game mode that I'm working on at the moment that I'm trying to make happen, and if I can get that up and running, I want to run it too. But yeah, we just like to have fun, and sometimes messing around is fun. You know, we don't have to be serious all the time. It's nice to just let your hair down a bit. Those of us who have hair. I'm not calling out bald people just now, so please don't take that personally. Anybody who's out there that's bald, it's a great look, strong look. But yeah, it's something that we like to try and do every now and again. Let's take a look at research for both teams. We're just closing in on the 1 hour mark. So we've got lab research speed 2 coming in for the north, follower counts coming in from the south, and the south have a lot of exclusive research here, mostly shooting upgrades, meaning that threat farmer is getting a lot of help. And here we go, minus 2500, 2600. Sorry, just gonna have some water real quick, otherwise my voice is gonna die. This is a lovely place to be in. The bugs are super weak. These defenders are doing the easy lifting here. Now, if I'm on the north and I see Zero Sun doing this, and I'm like, holy crap, our threat farmers haven't even started yet. What are we going to do about this? Well, firstly, I would have planned for this, because if you see Zero Sun on the enemy team, you know he's going to do this. I would ask somebody out here, like Meat Luke, for instance, or potentially Cognitive Fun, or one of these outposters, to build me up some blue, or build me up some military science to throw. At the 1 hour mark, I'd want a few hundred. Oh no. Stone's getting hit. And here we go, the north are dealing with aggressive bugs. They're weak, but they still do a bit of damage. And this is stuff that you had before. This stuff, you don't want to lose it. And here it is, getting torn up. Now Pipes has seen this, and he's heading over to deal with this. And as you can see, a couple of bullets will down these bugs. But they've made it all the way deep, close to the river. And they've killed off 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 miners. Not a huge problem. Yeah, they need to drop some science. What that means is the bugs become harder to kill. You know, each defender, instead of spending 5 shots on a single bug, it will take 10 or 20. Frabsh, hey mate, how's it going? I hope you had a good stream. Was it fast? How fast was it? Incredibly fast, or could it be faster? Well, I hope you're having a good weekend anyway, mate. And welcome. We're in for a good game, as always. I've finally put my money where my mouth is, and I've committed in front of all of these people to play this game next week. Piano... Oh, damn. You're playing Pi? Dude, Pi is rough. Pi is properly rough. Yeah, oh my god. Dude, so when you get to like... I can't remember if it's like circuits. Circuit... I don't think... If we had Pianodon's biter battles, the game would go on for days. 450 hours. Yeah, seriously, guys. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. Sign someone... I remember doing Pi up to when we did circuit boards. And then you need individual components. Like vacuum tubes. Oh god, mate. Talk to me about vacuum tubes. Holy. It makes normal Factorio seems like a kid's game compared to that. So I have massive respect for anybody doing Pi. I've done bits of it, but Jesus, it's not fun. It is not. I can't. My brain just melts the moment I see a new recipe pop up. I've done another bit of research and I got 10 new buildings. Oh damn. Good luck, dude. I need to tune into that. Unfortunately, we've obviously got bite battles now, but next time you're up, mate, I'm going to come and check in. Make sure you're okay. You know, just mentally make sure you're still with us, because, yeah, that is... Oh, Pi is a hard mode game on hardest mode. Yeah, dude. So I remember the way that I used to get rid of liquid was you can build... And again, it's been a while. Why would you do 2 runs? That just seems like torture. You can build these pits. If I remember correctly, you can build a pit that you can like put fluid into, and then when it's full, you can grenade the pit to death, and that basically wastes the fluid. I might be wrong. It's been a while. He now does hard mode. Oh man, yeah, I've seen Bold Viking play. We were talking earlier on, like, I might not be very vocal in Twitch chats, but if you guys stream, there's a very good chance I've kind of sat in your stream at one point. I got you. In hard mode, yeah, okay, so everything you make, you have to use. Oh my god. I'm tempted for the lulz to try and do a Pi run, but I know how it's going to end. It'll end with me going, no, fuck this. Just ending the stream really emotionally, like, no, I hate this sucks. If anybody wants to do a Pi run with me, I'm happy to stream it, but if I had to do it on my own, I would genuinely go mental, mate. I know where my strengths and weaknesses lie, and doing Pi in any way, shape or form is not for me. I'm calm. I'm a relaxed human being. And as I say that, by the way, sorry, I just want to point out, we've hit 45 players in this game. 45 players. How cool is that? It's a game of Factorio, guys. 45 people. 23 on North, 22 on South. That's massive. I really like that. The highest we've had is, I think it was 35 on 35 was the largest game we ran. But these numbers are incredibly healthy. For everybody that's currently playing, congrats. This is going to be a really good game. I'm just going to mix the music up a little bit because this wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be. It's turned into like some really ambient, like trap, and I didn't need ambient trap. No, that's copyrighted music. That is also copyrighted music. Let's go for the classic. I love me. I'm not buying that product. I refuse to. No. There we go. I'm not buying your electric car. Perfect. Bit of drum and bass. Let's pick the tempo up. Let's watch some bugs die. 30% evolution. Oh damn. Yeah, I need to start. Well, 2 things. Firstly, I have promised to stream more, and I will, and I have been doing this week. I've got time to do it, and I get a lot out of it. It's weird. I didn't think that I'd enjoy streaming as much as I do. And not to get loads of viewers and get everybody follow me or any of that, but it's just fun. Like playing a new game and like interacting with people whilst you play. It's like having friends over at your house. I'm slightly older, obviously, and a lot of my mates have got kids and they've settled down and they're married, etc. But it's like having mates over again. It's really fun. I really enjoy it. And yeah, I need to stream a bit more. Number 2 though, and most importantly regarding this game mode, you will see me next week streaming playing this game. I will try and walk you through all the things I do to win. I want to kind of create a YouTube video of me playing a game and breaking it down as we go. So I think the opportunity is in front of me. I need to make the most of it, and I will. That's my commitment to the future here, is that not to show off. I'm certainly not going to try and like stack a game just so I can win one, or try hard to the point where nobody's having fun. But I can be a little bit of a cheat code when I play. And it's because I kind of want to win. Like deep down, there's a little bit of me that just wants to win. And when that kicks in, or if I don't do that, we're going for the thong hot tub stream to avoid me getting into a thong and then a hot tub. I'm gonna have to, aren't I? It's a win-win. I feel like it's a lose-lose for both your eyeballs and your collective memory. But yeah. So cars then lasers for the north are being researched. They have their flamer towers unlocked, and I did see a wall go up there. We'll take a look at their defenses. Low density structures followed by follower robots on the south. Again, we see this really interesting build where we have a red chip manufacturing plant basically kick into the end of every smelting line, and down the line this is chip production for the south, just to kind of round us back into the game. Later on we're going to see prod ones being made, and later on blue chips as well. All of this production line down here will effectively make what we need to build a rocket in time as the research kicks in. I like this. Again, this is an adaptation of what we've seen before, but again, there are, I think, more compact ways of doing this. It's just a preference of mine, but yeah. Meanwhile, up north, we see a traditional defensive setup, flamer towers, a very thick wall, and I really like this. This is traditionally how you play. If your threat farming isn't going to go very deep, or if you're waiting because they're slightly slower off the mark, we will see a defensive structure go down, static defenses, and we call them set and forget. We saw them set and forget. You set them down and you can forget about them. The bugs will bite into the walls, but walls are cheap to make, they're easy to replace, and the flamers meanwhile will rain fire onto them at a safe distance to the point where, here we go, the bugs will just die outside of the walls, getting nowhere near. Got to get a new mic. Oh dude, yeah, I've been saying this for ages. I'd love for more people, and I'm not saying this to try and force your hand or anything, but I'd love for more people to show off the game mode. We're in a really healthy spot where the games are well populated, we have lots of new ideas about, being thrown around about how the game comes and goes, in the different phases, etc. If Joshua stands still for very long, he's going to lose some coal, so hopefully he kicks into gear and finds this. No, he doesn't. He just... Okay. Oh, Meep's here. Good stuff. But yeah, big thick wall, and as we were talking about earlier on in the game... Oh no. Well, there are plans, I've been told, that there are plans for that to happen again, because I believe the losing side was slightly aggrieved that they lost. Which obviously you would be if you're part of the losing side. So just to draw out at the moment, if you're on the north, the bugs are going to attack you in this pattern. But they also rove around the map as well, so you need to protect the sides of your base as well. We've seen, more often than not, side swipes appear. So we've seen games get lost because the bugs find their way through the edges of the map and roam in laterally rather than bumping into the northernmost defences that you have. So the way that you mitigate that is that you eventually build an edge to your map. And if I get rid of this real quick, I think I can watch this in real time happen on the map. The edge of your base is exposed, and so the bugs roam in for free. And the only way that you protect whatever it is here that you have, that you want to keep safe, and obviously some of this has already been smashed up, so obviously nobody here wants to keep this safe, is you build a big wall, put flamers behind it, and make sure that it's completely sealed off. You need to be an airlock. You need to lock the bugs out so that you are safe to build with impunity and not have to waste your time coming up here fighting the bugs. And I would argue that needs to be done all over the base. They're rare nowadays. I don't know, dude. I feel like I'm a bad luck charm or good luck charm for the side swipes. We've seen a few, not loads, but a few. And again, by the 1 hour mark, maybe 1.5 hour mark, you'd want somebody to have made this play, gotten a load of bricks produced into walls. Here you got 800, 300, 80, 300. This here is more than enough for you to stitch up the edges of your base. Even a 3 or 2 wall thick wall is more than enough to keep you safe. And if you were to draw that line all the way down, you can just put defenses behind it and forget about it. You know, the bugs won't get through this anytime soon, and any singular wall piece they decide to pull up, you can replace. Or down the line with bots, the bots can place them down. But yeah, they're still weak. They're still 6.7%. That's nothing, absolutely nothing. So I like what I see here in the sense of, you know, they've really kind of forced the issue with the defenses early on, and we see now that they're well protected in one spot, I have to say. You know, you'd like that to extend itself further across the map. And again, there comes a point where you can't draw a line all the way across. You need to put a shoulder onto that base defense and actually figure out where is this going and how far do we want to go and make our front line. And this is where most defenses get it wrong. So we'll see what the guys have planned out, but Threat Farmer's going well. So interestingly, there is a buffer between the nearest base and where you can place your defenses. So you can't do the turret rush that we see sometimes done in normal standard Factorio games where you slap a load of turrets down, fill them full of ammo, and the turrets will blitz the bugs down. The most efficient way of doing this is defenders, grenades. You can also use poison capsules later on when they become unlocked. They're very strong at killing off large areas of bugs. But there is another strategy, and I don't really want to say it on stream, but we haven't seen this in a while, so I'm not too worried about it. Let me pull up my paint tools and I'll draw this out for you. We haven't seen this. This isn't meta. I used to do this often. I wouldn't say I won off the back of it, but I used to do this often. So the idea being, let me just quickly draw this out real quick, and then we'll get going. So let's say, for instance, this is the max buffer distance I can have any defenses, right? Any closer than this and it won't let me build. So this yellow arrow is the buffer distance I'm not allowed to build. So the red boxes are boxes of lasers, and around the boxes are a wall. What I would do is I would run in, grab a load of bugs, you know, spin them around so obviously they all kind of attract onto you, and then run them down a channel that I've concreted, and effectively have the lasers kill them in swathes and swathes and swathes. And if you have enough power to do that, you can do that infinitely. So effectively, group them up, run them into a kill box, come back, group them up, run them into a kill box. And all you need for that is electricity, right? You don't even need highly upgraded lasers in order to make a dent. Now, laser towers are obviously quite expensive to make, so you need to be very kind of careful with not losing them. And the cheapest way of doing this threat farming at the moment is how Zero Sun is doing it. But later on, there are different tactics and strategies you can use. It could work with flamethrowers, yes. You'd need to bring a load of oil up, and oil is a resource that you never have enough of. But yeah, I agree, you could do it with flamethrowers. You could build like a box, and then just kind of, like maybe with a car, drive in, and then group a load of them up around you, and then have them follow you towards that box. As obviously, yeah, Zero Sun's got a car here. But we haven't seen that play made recently. Although I'd be interested, if you want to get into a game, Grizzy Boy, I mean, maybe try it out. You could build a little box here and just have a forward defensive pod that kind of like intercepts waves. Oil liquefaction? Yeah, we prefer, if you have a chance, we'd prefer to have light oil in our flamers. You know, we would prefer. But yeah, it looks to me though that the North have finally got their act into gear. And Bulkathos is, we just talked about flamethrowers. Have a look at that. You don't see that all the time. In fact, I don't see that at all. Is this new? Have they got upgraded flammables? They have to. They haven't. Stronger explosives. Am I missing something here? This is like really inefficient, but it actually looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. We rarely see flamethrowers used. Like rarely. Like handheld flamethrowers. I back it though. Seems to be doing a good job. I don't think it's as efficient though. Like, are they building defenders at all? Has anybody got defenders? We have a power builder, a power block that's scarily close to the front. Not going to lie, that actually makes me nervous. Any defenders with flame towers being built up here? I like that. No. But all 4 sciences in labs and flying through the research. So the North are doing very well here. The South are about to tech into robotics. And let's have a look at their research. Research is the key here. How fast you can fill your labs. Purple is already up and running. The South are flying. It's an hour and 8 minutes into the game, and we have 5 of the 7 sciences. Now, blue seems to be a limited factor, but this is huge, and it's only a little bit of purple as well. You know, down the line they'll feed this, but that's kind of impressive. The fastest rocket I've ever seen was 1:37. In fact, if you check on here, sorry, I've only got this loaded up because somebody asked me for it earlier. If you have a look on there, there should be a 1:37 rocket from a couple of weeks ago. The redshift belt's polluted. Yeah. Yeah, you don't need LDS. I need to watch the video back. I do need to watch it back, but it's in that area of fast. Well, it's obviously very fast. Whether do you think we'll see one today? It's an hour 10. We've got purple on, which means yellow is not miles away. Obviously, if you need everything to feed it, fuel it, get it up and running, but it's not miles away. South are going for... They want shooting ups, but first they want construction bots and rocket fuel. Jimmy's been hammering the time down. Yeah, stay tuned, man. I don't think that we're far away from seeing an early rocket in ITYTD. And all they really want to do, if I'm being honest, is pump the bugs up to 90%. Once they've evolved to 90, they become behemoth bugs, which become incredibly taxing on your defenses. And even a wall this thick, with multiple flamers behind it, and maybe some weak lasers, the wall will get monstered, it will get demolished. So, I like it. Also, their threat farmer is... I feel like Bokathos has got a lot of learning to do when it comes to threat farming. This is not... He's trying his best, and I'm not going to take the piss out of him trying his best. But his best might not be as efficient as just running and grenading them, mate. Leave the car alone. You keep that car for later. Don't let the car get pancaked into the ground with 61 HP. So I think probably a newer threat farmer or a new person to threat farming. Meanwhile, 2 people here throwing out defenders, making light work of the bugs, driving the number into the 18,000, and it will continue to go deeper and deeper and deeper. Now there could be a response for this from the north, however, I don't see any spam. We might see maybe there's a purple spam outpost. But I believe that we're just going to see a rocket. I'm trying to see if there's anything in the outpost that might swing the game one way or another. Yeah, that'll pretty much do it. The North are in for a rude and painful surprise if they don't get their act together. We're looking healthy from the South and the North. But the North need to define their edges of their base, and again, there is a base in the way. And you can't be expected to defend this as well. Surely this counts as an outpost, not main base. I'm not too worried for the North, if they can get the defences lined up. Again, this wall still needs to be finished off. But if a lot of purple gets sent within the next 20 to 30 minutes, even if it is 200 to 300 purple, we could be on for a rude and painful awakening for the North. And it takes a while to build up purple, you need to feed it, and it requires a lot of stuff. But it won't take long before we have a few hundred here, going across the river. Power's not an issue, is it? So let's take a look. For the North, we're looking at researching speed mods. That's flying as well, look at that. 72%. 93 done. Robo-fuel for the south, railways for the north. And yeah, you'd like to get that laser down, you'd want to get your LDS ticked in. The south have a lot more research upgrades kicked in, but a lot of them are shooting upgrades, which are good to have, but in the late game they don't really matter much. You know, if you end up with 90% bugs, those shooting upgrades do not give you much. Right. So let's do something. Who is the main dude? Cool, right. We're just going to be following Jimmy for a second. I'm going to go and grab a chocolate bar out of the fridge. I'm starving. I'm absolutely starving. So, yeah, just for a second, we're going to be on follow cam. We're going to follow Jimmy whilst I go and get some food. Rather than me AFKing and leaving the map far and far away, this man is fast. Keep your eyes on him. He might be a speedrunner as well. I don't know if he's active in the speedrunning community, but the way he plays the game here in Biter Battles is rapid. So, yeah, I'll be back in a sec. I'm just going to grab some food and we'll carry on. We'll keep going. We're very close. He's a fast bit. Got you. So yeah, I'll see you in a minute. He's so fast. Right, what did I miss? Probably not much, because it's only been a minute. Good news, the north have finished off the edges of their base to the east. Their west is looking precarious though. Where do you draw the line? My mansion. I was in the east wing. I said to Jeeves, "Oh Jeeves, please get me a sandwich." Yellow needs some inputs. Got you. Okay, rocket fuel is being chested. That is good. I like to see it. Yellow is on the cards. And can we just talk about, like, real quick, let me just pull all this back. Let me just drop all these menus. And let me center this right. It's impressive, to say the least. And I know it's obvious, and I'm stating the obvious, but, like, this is tier 1. This is tier 2. Military is being built slightly off screen. This is tier 4. This is tier 5. And this is tier 6. And I don't think it could be more compact than that, right? Maybe like you could squeak a pixel or two out. But having 6 sciences, and military's off screen, so I can't squeeze that one in. But it's not bad, right? I mean, that's pretty compact. It couldn't really be more squashed in, could it? And that's how efficient these builds have gotten over their lifetime. You know, like it used to be sprawling. We used to see kind of, you know, red green in one area and then blue far away and then military for even further. And I just feel like we're really tightening the builds up now. You know, things are becoming a lot more competitive, and it needs to be that way because when the opposition are, you know, racing towards a rocket and already creating rocket parts at what, 1 hour and how far are we into this game? An hour and 20 minutes in, and we've got rocket fuel already being produced. It's a matter of time, isn't it? It's a matter of time. All right, let's have a bit of the sandwich. Just because they can, they're researching a tank. That makes sense. The one thing I think is a slight misplay here, and it might be because they're gearing up to their purple and yellow, but nuke research now is surely going to slow them down. This is not a quick research, even if you have everything coming into your labs. Like, this takes a while. I'd much prefer to have my science kick in. But yeah, we could be seeing a Spicy Rock game, but it's so ambitious. And you know you're up against Jimmy, right? You know Jimmy is on the other team, which means you're going to be seeing a rocket within the first 2 hours. Maybe 2 hours and 20 if it's a slow game. You need to be mining uranium now. Or you needed to be mining uranium 5 minutes ago. And they have done that to a point, and they're probably boxing it up. I don't think this is the centrifuges, but yeah, this worries me slightly. Also, their defenses are so sprawling, like this really long front line. Your main base is all over the shop. Yeah, so they've got eyes for it, but will their nuke even turn on by the time a behemoth turns up? That's my main concern here, is that behemoth might be at the walls of your base with all of your lasers down needing the power, and it just won't be on fire. It won't have fired up. So it's, yeah, we're on rocky ground here. Lucathos. He's getting stronger. He's doing it on a budget as well. He's doing it on a budget. He's just been using grenades, and I kind of want to tell him, look, mate, you can out of all the stuff that you have here, you can definitely although they're making walls as well, and I've got to hand it to you, like having wall production this close off of mixed build, it's kind of really good. It's kind of really, really good. But he's certainly doing this on a budget. And there's a rail. What was this? Why do we have a train here? Sorry, did I miss this? What is this? He's even been. Sorry. Oh. It's so ambitious. Oh my god, sorry, I need to compose myself. I nearly spat my sandwich out. I shouldn't find this that funny, but my face hurts now. He's curved it round. He's curved it round one of the bases. Oh my god. Oh, I don't know why that's so hilarious to me. I'm sorry, I'm fucking breaking down here. That is the most ambitious defensive infrastructure I've ever seen. It started so strong and it wiggled its way up. And something got in the way and he just built around it. You can kill this base. This is not how you train saw. Oh my god, okay. Number 3, I'm going to get into a game next week and I'm going to build a train saw just because Bulkathos has tried today, okay? He's tried his best. I'm not laughing at you, Bulkathos. That's not why I'm here, and that's not why my eyes are filled with tears at the moment. I'm laughing at the ambition that you think you can pull this off. You're not going to pull this off, mate. You build it away from them, and then you train it around a loop, and then when that loop pulls them in, you build the second larger. Okay, so, sorry, I'm not going to take the piss out of Bulkathos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, make this educational, right? 1 second. Compose myself real quick. Here's what you do. Lesson time. Time to learn some stuff. Build your train saw. Number 1. Build that loop. Start with the bottom, curve around the top, fight along the way, and finish the loop. When you're done with that, you build a loop higher than it. That's terrible. Let me start again. Train saw number 1. Right? That's train saw number 1. Train saw number 2 is just a larger raised loop, right? And then train saw number 3 is just a slightly higher loop than that. That's all you have to do, right? Don't start dragging stuff around. Oh my god. I need to clip that. Sorry. A for effort. A for effort. But don't let their buildings get in the way of your dreams. Because you can just melt this. Just melt it. Kill it off. And build down. So build down here. And then curve it up. Yeah, dude. They don't even pay me, dude. I could approach Microsoft and say, hey guys, I've been a really, really big fan of your MS Paint. So much so that I've integrated it into my stream. Oh no, they're doing this. Oh god. Both sides are making interesting research happen here. I mean, they want to go projectile damage. I know what they're trying to do. And as you can see here, Zero Sun and his friend, where is he now? Wands, have really kind of dented into the bug territory here. So they're doing an incredible good job here. 30,000 minus to the minus 300 of the north. I would ask somebody, please help this Bulkathos guy out. Please help him out. He needs defenders. Somebody can go and automate defenders down here for sure. Yeah, here's my worry for the north. This front line is too big. Where are we going with it? What are we protecting out here? You know, why aren't we drawing a line through this base and just cutting it off? No base is bigger than the main base itself. And even to the point where you could easily, and I mean this, you could easily do this. Make this play. Let's get yellow on, because that should blend in well. Just have that as a wall. Everything outside of this base, you built it knowing it was not going to be protected. So whatever this base does, and I'm not sure what its function is, it goes down. Like, I'm not leaving my base open just because you decided this was a spot you could do this in. You could have done this over here, and we could have walled off better. Having the wall extend so far, it's too far. Like, where does this end? Where does this end? They're going to come around and get in. And if you draw a line down here, what are you really sweeping up in this area here? What's the most important thing in this area? Nothing. So I think, if I'm being brutally honest, and today is a day of brutal honesty, you don't need this ground here. This is a complete waste of time. You know, sack this off. This is dead ground. You do not need this. What you do need is a wall that comes down to the edge of your base like that, and this dead ground, do not worry about it. Do not defend it. There's nothing here that you need. Unless this is where your rocket's coming from, and if that's the case, protect it with all costs. At all costs, sorry, but you don't. You absolutely don't. So yeah, the North are in for a rude and painful surprise, and I don't think they realise it yet. They're defending, but they're getting parts of that defense wrong, and it will be the first thing that will be exposed. Mark my words. You know, I said it here now, said it here first. It's not the strongest part of your base you have to worry about. It's the bit that doesn't exist, and the bit that doesn't exist is the side base, and yeah, it's in the way of your late game stuff too. So yeah, worried. And it looks like power is a bit of an issue as well. But the silo's been researched, or researching. The North are prioritizing nuke power, followed by laser upgrade. Interesting. I don't see it, if I'm being honest. Now again, the South don't have any defenses. If all of a sudden the North were to send 2,000, 3,000 white signs, the South are fucked. But I just don't... I don't know. I don't know why people don't defend. Speed kills, obviously. Speed's a good thing, but I think it's a sub 2 hour for sure. It's a safe bet to say that they get a rocket up within 2 hours of this game. But 140, I don't know, maybe? It's not... Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened, but I'm just not... I'm not so sure. But once again though, healthy amounts of rocket fuel, they'll definitely get one up if the fuel keeps ticking in like this. Obviously RCU production needs to kick in, we need to see an egregious amount. Yeah, and again, if they wanted a faster game, they wouldn't have teched into all these shooting upgrades, right? You could have gotten there faster. You know, do you really need projectile damage 3? At this part of the game, I would prioritize getting my RCUs, getting my beacons up, getting my silo research, right? That's more important. Your threat farm's already smashing it. It's not a bad play, Artist. It's not a bad play at all. Sending this pressurizes the North, and minus 200 is nothing. You could easily wipe that out with a green send if you wanted to. So a mixture of rainbow send of everything. Yeah, it pressurizes the North to no end, and it's almost like a play you absolutely should make, because there's no edge. There's nothing here. The West will be their downfall. 100%, mate. And then what are we looking at here? What are we looking at, really? They're having power issues already, which is just about rectifying itself once this can get built by Meat Luke. I don't know. Aha, we see it. The Flamer box. Now, I'm not going to say anything, but you shouldn't really... Yeah, you shouldn't put Flamers back to back like this. It causes problems. And I agree with you, Artist, as well. People get lazy, we get bots. There's only 400 bots and we have power problems. You can come up here and go and just draw this yourself. The difference between a good player and a lazy player is exactly this. They just let the bots do it, and it takes 10 extra minutes to happen. When actually, look at what Meat Luke did. Meat Luke built this lineup here. He's going to run back and grab a load of boilers. He's going to run back and grab a load of steam engines. And he's going to make this happen. Not waiting for the bots. He's going to do it himself. And that is the difference between a very good player and a player that just gets bots. You're not wrong, Era. You're not wrong. It's... Firstly, is that a GTFO based name? Because, number one, what a game GTFO is. I've been playing it recently. I love it. And secondly, you're completely correct. And I'm not just saying that because you've typed a message into my chat. You are actually right. Sometimes people wait for that round number. Actually, don't let good get in the way of perfect. Right? Oh, sorry, don't let perfect get in the way of good. Sending 99 yellow flasks is much better than sending 100. Because, yeah, it gets sent. It gets sent. So, obviously, don't sweep signs unless your captain tells you. That's in a captain's game, they're in charge of this area. You know, effectively, this is they're at the steering wheel here. So if they say leave it alone, you're to leave it alone. If they say send it, you're more than welcome to send. But for now, I just kind of stick with what our team captain would need us to do, which is, I think at the moment, hold tight. But the North are losing players as well. I think it's kind of the writing's on the wall here a little bit. This is far too ambitious. I've got premonitions of the future. So different difficulties we have. I'm Too Young to Die. We have Piece of Cake being the second easiest. Then we have easy, normal, hard. Then it's nightmare mode, and then it's fast and fun. I think I might have got nightmare mode and fast and fun mixed up, but it gets egregiously harder every time you go up a step. So yeah. And also, like, on the harder game modes, the feed goes up faster as well, so the evolution is quicker and the spawning of them is quicker as well. So when we play 1v1 tournaments, we play on normal, which means that it's 100% effectiveness when you send. Got you. They should be clearing corpses. It's on them to clear corpses. Like, there's a little button as well, I think you can press nowadays that does that. Damn. Okay, I can't do it for them, but yeah, you can do that because this does cause UPS drop. Believe it or not. Don't worry, dude. When I make my billions and billions of dollars from streaming, I will send you a PC. A good one. The best. Only the best PCs. And yeah, Error Alarm, GTFO is good fun. I'm playing Rundown 8 at the moment, and I'm getting my ass kicked. The A maps. Holy, I swear to you, mate, on one of the A maps, there's a tank. Rundown 8, A2 I think it is, there's a tank. What is that? Why do you do this to me? What are we doing? Why are you making me fight a tank? It's not fair. Make it stop. A C map, fine. D and E map, absolutely. I'll fight mothers, I'll fight tanks, I'll fight charges, I'll fight shadows, you name it, that's me. I'm not fighting a tank on an A map. It's not fair. Leave me alone. A scout is too much on an A map. And for any of you that don't know what I'm talking about, it's a different game, sorry, that I absolutely love. And okay, right, finally Joshua is drawing a line in the sand and he's saying this is where we're going to have our corner of the base. We're going to be protecting a large open empty space that is far away from me. That's too big. It's so big. This is unwieldy. It's far too large. Typically, when people build main, and this is just typically, we would argue that main starts and ends around about where this blue box is. Typically, that is where you have most of your science, most of your power, most of your production. It's a good space to have your stuff in, and everything is close enough for you to run to defend. North have opted for a different approach, and if you can see here, from that blue box, they have added these two red boxes. And all that those red boxes are is another extra area you have to run into to defend. And I worry about it. Meanwhile, if you look on South's main, I am playing with a group of people. Well, I play with randoms as well, to be fair. I just like playing the game. Meanwhile, in South, if they did have a wall, which they don't, South's main would look round about this size. So North's main is about 2.5 times bigger, defensively speaking, if you have to run and make up that ground. That worries me deeply. Worries me. The inner defensively minded person, worries me. But yeah, alright, if you ever want to play some GTFO, man, hit me up. You'll see me posting every now and again in their Discord. I'm trying to do Rundown 8, but I've got lots of stuff in Rundown 6 and 5 to still do. Or, I did all of it, but when they released Rundown 8, they wiped a lot of progress, so I'm sat in that mode now where I have to redo a lot of maps I never thought I'd have to do again, and it is painful. It is painful. So, all the sciences in all the labs, and all the labs have prod mods. We have satellite potentially being built. Yeah, dude, you'll see me. I'm ghosty on Discord as well, so it's easy to spot me. RCUs potentially are now being cranked out. and we're drawing the lines towards silo. Again, power being so close means that we are going to have to start pulling up some of this stuff in order to beacon up around this silo, but we have... Oh no, this doesn't look good. Anybody want to see the spot problem here? You go underground and then loop it over. Yeah, RCUs are going to take a while to tick in. It takes a while to build the individual units. Yeah, they will. And then LDS will be stacked up somewhere. LDS will be back here. Is it filtered out? Oh, red belts. Ugh. Absolutely not. How dare you. Here the mixed build comes. And will they allow any RCUs onto the belt? I highly doubt it. Yeah, I agree. They'll figure it out though. They'll be like, where are RCUs at? And then somebody will go, oh, here they are. We have 5. I think we built more than that, but it's okay. Califer is dancing for us. Thank you, Califer. Obviously playing it from America, I think, so there's going to be some lag. Yeah, he's doing like the moonwalk. The South are not far from a rocket being produced. We've seen one launched in this time, but produced is a separate matter. When it comes to research, as we click over here, the silo is halfway researched. The North are going for their laser upgrades first. I don't know if the North have any ambition to rocket. Maybe they do. Am I? This whole base function off of a mix batch? It has. Oh damn, that's kind of impressive. And they have like, ooh, okay, 250 odd lasers. That's impressive. That's definitely good news for the South. Have the lasers. They have a huge front line. Upgrading them, putting a defensive wall down, that's good as well. But it feels to me like there's one person building D. You need 2 to 3 of you at least. You know, bare minimum 3 of you. Such a big job. And these are laser builders? No, chip builders. Have they built many chips? Not really. Have they been up for a while? Power stabilized. It's just not being fed properly, is it? I mean, I like the one thing I do say is that the sooner we can get people using these properly, utilizing the mixed batches properly, we'll see an absolute explosion of resources being used. The Bite About Discord, let me grab it for you. I can get you the link. Here we go. This is the link to the Discord. At the moment, everybody's in voice chat, so you might not get a response to anything straight away, but yeah, we post memes, Hall of Fame stuff, new builds. So yeah, you're welcome, dude, and welcome in. It's a bit slow at the moment. I think there's a lot of people waiting for Factorio 2.0 to kick in, so people are taking a break. But I mean, we've had some good engagement with the community. Like, we're trying to like put some events on, do a bit more in the community. I've got a few ideas to make things fun, but also not broken. We don't want to have a game mode where one side hates it and they're just getting bullied, and then the other side is just winning and it's easy. So I have some ideas. I've been cooking up some mad plans in the background. Meanwhile, talking about mad plans, Zero Sun continues to threat farm with his heavily upgraded defenders, shooting upgrades, etc. The South have kept on a relatively comfortable 22-person team, whereas the North are dealing with 17. And this player, Zach, has created a defensive outpost, making poison capsules, defenders, and slowdown capsules, all very, very useful. In large quantities, obviously. One more. I know, dude. Luckily, I'm not the one that has to come up with that, but we have had some discussions about what it is exactly that will be happening when we get to 2.0. I think that the mods and the guys that do all the coding have to look at what it's definitely an undertaking, to say the least. I have full faith that they'll be able to do it. We've got some very talented people in this community that help maintain and mod and administrate it, but it's a new challenge, isn't it? We've been on 1.0 for so long. We know all our recipes, we know all about builds, we know which way the game goes, and all of a sudden pentapods are in. There's that big worm thing that's coming in. I'm just saying, like, it's going to be tough, man, but I'm going to be here for it. I look forward to the day where we have our first bite of battles in 2.0. That was going to be definitely like a momentous occasion. And yeah, it's exciting times. It's a good problem to have, you know, a DLC coming out of a game that you play, and then that game mode that is modded, well, not modded, but the game mode that we have kind of crafted off the back of it, or not me, sorry, but like Neuro and those guys. We need to find some creative solutions, and I think that we have the talent here. Oh mate, yeah, 100%, because it's not going to be the same. The game has changed completely. It's not going to be the same. It's going to be vastly different, and I'm going to be honest, I've got some ideas. We've had ideas of SpaceX. Again, dude, in the Discord, feel free, I put the link into it just above Frabj asking. Feel free to make suggestions, guys. There's no such thing as a bad idea. We've done Bob's mods, Biter Battles, we've done K2. One of our players, Whisper, had a fish-based version where you had to like farm fish and make stuff out of fish. We tried that in Biter Battles. So 2.0 is like, I get the feeling that there's going to be two things that happen. What we're looking at now will be OG Biter Battles. This will be classic. You know, like how there's like Diet Coke, Classic Coke, Sugar-Free Coke. There will be people calling out for this every now and again, and we will have to preload in 1.0. So, you know, people that don't want to buy the DLC, they'll come to this, and you know, this is the version of Biter Battles they want to play. These are the recipes. This is what they know and love. This is classic. Beyond that, we're going to have a 2.0 server up as well, and I think that we're going to have a split in the community as to like which one's better. I know for a fact that it's going to be painful, like learning any new thing. The first time you interact with it, it's going to be messy, it's going to be ugly, we're going to have games end really quickly, we're going to have games end because that fucking worm thing turns up and starts eating everything, but it's going to be awesome to watch. It's going to be awesome. They finally got it on. Finally. We just needed to clean up the logjam a little bit. So yeah, we are looking at a rocket sub 2 hours. It's 1.6 now, and all we need to do is see the 3 prod 3s in here. Ah, okay, got you. Space HBV will be difficult, yeah. I'm going to be honest, like many content creators, I'm going to like do an opinion on it, so I'm going to play it through. I want to try and be honest, I don't want to be sensationalist. The one thing I'd like to hope, and think that I am, when I watch these games, is that we're critical in the right ways. We're not pointing out people, we're pointing out playstyles. So it's not personal if I turn around and say, oh, this is good, this is bad. It's more just, we've seen and done it a lot. So, interesting what we're doing with the LDS here. Are we hand feeding LDS? Just so we can squeeze in all the beacons? Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a YouTube video, I'm going to title it My Opinions, and we're going to play through the space, the DLC basically. We're going to play through the whole thing. And just be honest, you know, I think they're going to smash it. There's no indication to me whatsoever that they're going to get it wrong. They're always consistently good at allowing the communities to have modded versions of their game. I mean, fuck, even GTFO, mate. I remember the mods on that game. People were like kicking off and threatening all sorts. I asked to play an old rundown once, and somebody told me that they'd be threatening legal fucking action on me if I... Wild, mate, wild. Okay, so we're hand feeding LDS. This doesn't seem massively efficient, but fine. We're at 37 out of 100, and that's good to know. That's very good to know, Abascotti. We all know and love Factorio for different reasons. Some of us are solo players, some of us are speedrunners, some of us are, you know, these kind of games, the more competitive side of life. Everything in between, right? And I want them to keep the spirit of that game alive. I don't want them to kind of turn it into some weird version that it shouldn't be. It's already amazing. We love this game, and we know why we love this game. It's unique. There aren't any other games really out there like this that do it this well. And so because of that, I just hope that they hold on to the unique nature of it, the spirit that makes this game as good as it is. I would say that hand-feeding LDS does not seem like the play to make. Like, just stick them in a box, let the box do the job. People have already figured out a different way of playing the game, and the devs are not happy about it. Ah, interesting, okay. Like an exploit, like a bug exploitation. Can I get my words out? Bug explosion. Ah, I like Troopin. He called me a legend once. So, in the last couple of days, Troopin commented on the bottom of one of his videos, "You're a legend." So I commented on one of his videos just to say, "Hey mate, love the content, la la la. You know, your standard issue, thanks for doing you." And he commented, "You're a legend," number one. And secondly, somebody called me the Bob Ross of Factorio, which I thought was... I was having a bad day. I wouldn't say bad day, it wasn't terrible. But I wasn't having a great day, a very stressful day. And I read that and I thought, you didn't have to write that. And I didn't ask anybody to, but thank you. It really did, it made me smile. I don't do this so that I can be a personality. I do it because it's fun. And I enjoy doing it. And I think if I started to hate doing this, I wouldn't. But just, it's nice that somebody turns around and goes, he wrote, or they wrote, "You're like the Bob Ross of Factorio, please never change." And I like that. I appreciate you, man. Whoever it is that was out there that said that, I appreciate you. And rocket number 1 at 1 hour and 50 is flying up into the sky. So 1 hour 50 rocket has been achieved. And I believe they've gathered up all their extra signs. 1,000 goes across the way, 80.9%, because remember we're on the lowest setting, but that's wild, right? Have they finished their wall off? Yes. Okay, this is a thing? I've never seen, that's wild. I've never seen that before, boys. 80's difficult. We're up to bigs. We're not yet up to behemoths. However, we're really just on the clock, aren't we? Let's be honest. Lasers have got some upgrades on them. 20 plus 27. Let's take a look at North's research. I think they're in for a kick-in. Here. Going for electric energy accumulators. I'd probably just switch that into shooting speed now. Get those laser upgrades on before behemoths kick in. These bugs now are going to be going from... Oh dear. Oh, Bokathos. No. Yeah, we'll get back to it. I want to watch to see if his threat farming is working with this train, because 29,000, and as far as I'm aware, yeah, single train, right? Obviously, for any of you guys that know, when you do a train saw, you need like everything to be a train carriage, basically, so that it's basically end to end. I mean, he's doing okay. We've got like piles of dead bugs here. But yeah, these blue shells. So small bugs are brown, mediums are pink shells, big bugs, are blue, and later we will see, as a large wave of blue bugs are about to test North's defense, 2 waves actually, in fact. Green shelled bugs are the largest they can get, behemoths, but they can get larger than that. Now, as we can see here, even in clouds of poison, these bosses are taking a while to go down. If they're behemoths, they would take even longer. But luckily, Bokathos has got some poison capsules, and these waves are hammering into and flattening out onto. Here we go. Oh, it's just flamers here, isn't it? Now, I believe there's a boss or 2 behind this guy, but again, wave number 1, not the big deal here. It's wave 2 and wave 3 and wave 4, because they're going to slam into our infrastructure, right? They're going to slam into our wall, and it's not wave number 1 you have to worry about. It's like wave 1 will get to here, and then wave 2 will get a little further in, and then wave 3 will get a little closer, and then wave 4 are on top of you. So like wave 1 and 2, they just need to make a dent. They don't need to really kind of shine and make it all the way through. And or they will, and they have. What do I know? I haven't played this game a lot. But there you go, they died. Oh, it's because they dropped landfill. Ah, okay. So when a bug dies near the water, it will drop landfill, and that landfill will give them access through if enough of them die. And as you can see here, they've filled this lake in, and then around the wall, which they then killed off. Now, this is a scary prospect, to say the least, and there are more bugs coming, hitting the wall in more areas. Let's see, so they've chipped into this area, for instance, and these are flamers only. These are flamer only. Side of the wall seems fine for now. This area is well defended, to be fair, but again, you need all of your wall to be well defended as more and more waves pile into this problem area. This eastern corner of the defences is not well resourced. We're using the most basic of oil. There are multiple bosses here. Is anybody running here? Has anybody got anything? Slow capsules, poison capsules? That's a lot of bugs to be dealing with. And again, they're just degrading the wall. That's all they're doing, is degrading the wall, degrading the wall. A couple of laser towers go down. Pipes has got some walls on him, so he's defending well. But the bugs are chewing through these walls, and there's no bot coverage out here. Everything that goes down must be replaced by hand. And as you can see here, that pink degradation is off of a couple waves slamming in. It's just not ideal. Pipes wants to be building up his infrastructure. He does not want to be doing this right now. And again, let's check down on the south, because I'm sure that rocket number 2 is slowly chugging away, right? There we go, 45 parts out of 100. We're not far away from rocket number 2 kicking in. So the south have been incredibly fast. They've been incredibly deadly with their threat farming too. And they're at minus 83,000. Meanwhile, the north are at 80% bugs. And there are 4,300 of them, and they're hard to kill. Again, it speaks volumes as well, because you've got outposts like this that aren't far away from building up into a rocket, but are probably about half an hour away. If we're being totally honest, with research going the way of laser upgrades, after the RCU kicks in. Oh, this is ugly, man. This is so ugly. They're ready to go. This outpost is ready to go. Gabriel has got themselves into a position where you can build RCUs, you have rocket fuel here, and I'm almost sure that LDS will be tested somewhere too. Here we go. Oh, it's such a shame. Jimmy's quick. Jimmy's quick. You have to give him that. No way. We're not doing Corvarax, right? What? Who the hell put that in the queue? You're right, Grizzly Boy. Who put that in the queue? Who put uranium ammo in the queue? Who's in charge of this? Processing, yes. Enrichment, no. Absolutely not. Uranium ammo, absolutely not. And tell me we're not making uranium ammo. Tell me. And we spoke about this earlier. Just as the nuclear build fires up, and it is firing up, we're getting hit hard by the bugs. Tell me we're not making ammo. I mean, if it was if we were playing old school games, could go 7, 8 hours. And to that, I'd say fair enough. But not like this. Not like this. Is anybody building uranium ammo? I don't see it. I don't think I've ever seen uranium ammo in a proper captain's game before. Everything else is standard here. Everything, like your multi-builds. I mean, at this point, what do? Do you siphon off some science? Coal seems to be a bit of an issue out there to the outpost. Now again, it's not GG's obviously, but in terms of imminent threats, the North having a rocket production up, as slow as it is, it's happening. And it can happen over the course of 10 minutes per rocket, 20 minutes per rocket, but they're making them. The North don't even have a chance at the moment of making one. Their research is behind. And I would love to talk to Enkling about why we went down this road. That's yellow science, boys. That takes yellow science. Whose big idea? I need to watch the video back and see who queued that. There's no way Enkling queued that. at all. He's probably half asleep at this point. It's like 5 in the morning. But Jesus. I know, right? Like, wouldn't you throw... I'd rather throw that. I'd rather throw that 1,000 yellow signs and get them away from 12%, even into like the 20 to 30% with that 1k. Anything but that. Anything but that. That's just wasteful. So yeah, small errors have big impact. Now again, you have enough flame towers to replace stuff that goes down. It's these areas I now worry about, especially if you know, the next send goes down and behemoths appear. Behemoths will tear through this wall. It's not even close. Beyond that, let's be honest, there are some places out here that will get smashed. Here we go. One of the outposts has been smashed a little bit here. I don't know what we're building. Lasers? Poison capsules? No, okay. We've got some defensive stuff. That's not too bad. So as the North prepare to brace themselves for the next send onto their base, the South are just quietly ticking along. Their threat's been farmed into the minus 90k. We can all take a breather and just stand and watch and wait, as we're almost at 80 out of 100. The next send, and by the way, that sign send that we saw, 1,000 white, jumped nice, 69%, 0.3, but still 69 nice percent up, and then added 27,700 bugs to the table. And Volcathos, in his infinite wisdom, continues on. He's going to stick his train down. Did he have more? You need like 20 of these. I'm going to have to... Sorry, I need to watch this. The man, the myth, the legend, Volcathos 80. Will we see a train evolve out of his pockets? Will he get into said train and with said train run around and round and round and round the loop? Here we go, boys. Buckle up. Sorry, mate. I'm not laughing at you, but the comic timing was impeccable. Oh my god. Alright, everybody F in chat for Volcathos. He tried his best. He made it from here all the way to there. At some point, you've lost a lot of time doing not a lot of anything. But I commend it. This has been the highlight of my game so far. Every time I come up here, I have a laugh. I enjoy what I see. I don't want to. I don't enjoy it, but it's just... At this point, he knew he had fucked up. Oh, and he's going to have to build a new one, and oh, terrible. Do you know what, though? You have games like that sometimes where you you throw yourself into a brick wall a few times, and then the next time you play, you just go, you know what, I don't want to do that again. You know, I don't like that play style. That's not something I want to do, so... This is a seminal moment for Volcathos, I believe. A seminal moment, unless he goes back up there and does it all over again. That's a good point. He is trying his best to quell the horde. I have to clip that. I'm really sorry. I might have to stick that up onto YouTube. Good job. Hey, train saw, good idea, number one. Lasers out here, good idea. With flamers, that's great too. So you're helping catch waves as they come towards your base. Brilliant. Nothing wrong with that. Execution, B. B plus maybe. Let's get some more music on. What do you guys want to listen to? What's good? I don't want to go down the whole chill hop stuff. It just grinds my gears. Let's try electronic and techno. Techno sounds like a good shout. We're at it, 94%, let's go, behemoths are on the table, as Volcathos comes back to a graveyard of his previous failures. We're going to run out of Fs. My F key is going to be absolutely broken at the end of this game. But why not? The man, the myth, the legend has gone down again. But this pod here is actually doing a decent amount of work. It is catching waves. That 94% now signifies that we will see these green-shelled bugs, which are behemoths. And these are no joke, they're quicker. 64 kilometers an hour. That's fast. They hit you hard, and they have 3,000 health, and they hit you with 90 damage per attack. Now, one behemoth on top of you is a problem, but when they start to group up in waves, which they will very soon, and come at your base, it isn't these areas you have to worry about. It has a healthy amount of defense and healthy layers of walls. However, there are some more anemic areas of your base that require attention. Don't look at the stuff that's good. Look at the stuff that's... Game frozen? No. However, at the moment what's happening in the bug territory is they are grouping up. And again, oh, come on. At the moment that you need your bots free to replace bits of the wall that go down, we have a large multi-blueprint going down. This will take up all of your bots' focus when they need to be here replacing walls right now. And maybe they have enough bots to do that, I don't know. But I doubt it. And they have less than 1,000 in their network. All across this wall, you're going to get attacks, you're going to get smashed. And you need those bots to be free and ready to replace what is broken, what is damaged. Now again, I like this from Bulkathos. He's not giving up. He's not giving up. He's taking it to the bugs. They should be in range. It depends. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so we do have some... Yeah, they should be in the network, so to speak. But it's just unfortunate. Oh no, we don't have robo coverage over here, do we? Some robo coverage to some of the map. And even more blueprints go down. I mean, this is horrendous. And you'll see why in a second. I'm not even going to say why. You'll see why in a second. They're just going to get melted. And 94% bugs aren't that hard to kill. With 2 rows of lasers and like light oil in your flamers, it's not a big deal. But they'll make it through somewhere. They always do. And these waves are majoritively speaking blue-shelled bugs. When they're majoritively speaking green-shelled bugs, once the blues get killed off, you're in for a world of pain. You're in for a world of pain. And as you can see, the spitters are making it over the wall itself, killing off some lasers. How many of those do you have spare? You know, how many do you have? Hundreds of these to replace? Now, this is one area of the map. I believe some of the walled area here got taken out. And again, this is what you want the bots to do. Pick up a cheap wall and place it back down again. Perfect. What you don't want to see, potentially, are any behemoths anywhere near here. And here we go. They made it through. And on top of some flamers. This is a problem area for the north. And we need our blueprints to continue. So now we're going to lose bots. We've blueprinted our blueprint down. We've got behemoths inside of our base. And not only will they start killing roboports, any bot they come past they will kill. So maybe decon this blueprint for now and allow your bots to like be urgent and alert to what they need to replace, as opposed to like, what's the point in building this now? It's game. If you don't figure this out now, and what I mean now, I mean like the next 30 seconds, it's game over. Because you as an individual do not have the tools on you to defend this. Bots are on the ground. That's an expensive mistake to make. Very expensive mistake to make. And they'll just pick them out the sky. Look at this. There's 10 bots already I've seen go down. Small things like this, small plays, big impact. Big impact. Bulkathos, the man, the hero of our story. And not every heroic story has a heroic ending. But yeah, and this is just a pack of like 5 or 6 of them, right? We're not talking about a dense wave. This is 5 or 6 behemoths that have just broken through a really weak part of the defense, right by the side of a lake, and they're just tearing through late game production that never kicked in, never turned on. More bots go down as they wait outside by roboports as they're out of power, and this is just a feeding frenzy. This is such an expensive mistake. Does anybody want to come here and throw a poison capsule at these guys? Or are we just calling GG at this point for the North? This is so expensive. And the thing is, every time you kill a bot, another one gets tasked to come back here again. Is anybody coming here? There's a box of 100 lasers. Yeah, Enkling, there we go. That's the play. Aggro them onto you. Aggro them onto you. Get them away from your bots, mate. They've killed far too many already. This is like a graveyard, an expensive parts graveyard. And at this point, they're far away from the main objective, but it's really only a matter of time. Let's see how this fares, this corner of the base. Lasers are upgraded decently, so now they've got their next level of damage upgrades. They're still relatively weak though, so if they do get hit by acid, they will go down. They will go down. And a single wave of a mixture of big and behemoths almost make it through. That's one small wave. Do you know what this is? This is heroism at its best. Volkathos is saying no, you. And he's trying his absolute hardest to make an impact. Throwing himself in front of the bugs like a speed bump. Bouncing off of them like a rubber ball. Light the beacons. Volkathos calls for aid. I respect it. I respect it. I have laughed, and if you watch this back, Volkathos, and you don't speak English, and you don't realise that this is all sarcastic, it's not real. Me talking about your build, not me laughing at you. You're doing the right thing here. This is the right play to make. You made it at the right time. It was just the operation, the execution of it didn't come out as best as it could have done. So it's A for effort, 100%, mate. I'd pick you on my team all day long. But what I would probably do is I'd try and take you under my wing, and I would show you a slightly better way of doing what you have been currently trying to do. I believe mines are banned in this game, yes, and there's some kind of exploit, I think, within the landmine. Sorry, the same as cluster grenades are banned as well. There's something about them that just screws up our our server. You'd have to talk to Neuro about it, but yeah, I've never seen it. There was a game where I gave them out for free once, and within 5 minutes the server crashed. So I learned a lesson that day to not give out free landmines. You know, I'm not loving this music. I'm not loving this. Let's go for play. Oh, let's do that. We haven't had this one in a while, and I like this playlist if I can find it. I swear I had this saved. I need to save these playlists. It's here, it exists. No? Did you get taken down? So I'm just looking for a playlist real quick. If there's a breakthrough, I'll zoom in on it. Really? Have they gotten rid of this? Ah, dude, it was a really good playlist. What? That sucks. That was like my favourite rock playlist on here. Okay, I guess we go with this.
If you're sharing a hotel,
I'm not using Airbnb. Another rocket goes up. So they produced 3 so far. And did they send though? Or are they holding? I mean, it stands to reason they send, right? It's not as if the North are going to get any better defensively. Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, they're multiple assets. They sit down, they blow up. Yeah, it was a UPS thing, I got you. Alright, he's evolved. But he's dead again. Every time I zoom in. It's basically GG. The bugs are pumped up to 103% with another 1,000 white signs get sent across from the south to the north. And the bugs are just getting stronger at this point. There'll be more green shell dominant, meaning that the waves will be less blue shelled and more green, meaning a harder wave to kill. They are stronger, they're faster, and they are just a pain. Have we seen any at all uranium ammo being built? Because, I mean, yeah, big time. I got the feeling, Artis, that years ago, when we had people that would hold on to white signs, they effectively were waiting for people with bad PCs to like leave the game. So people would like prolong games massively. Just a quick one blue. Have a bit of that. Deal with it. How far are these guys? I mean, are we anywhere near a rocket? At all? RCUs are being built and chested. There are prod 3s here? What? Why are there prod 3s on the ground? Have they finished their silo research? No, it's there. It's on its way. They have so much stuff. They actually have so much stuff. Oh, this is heartbreaking. North's main base will go down before North's outpost has a chance to build a single rocket. I don't know, dude. I've never seen it before. But if that was the way, then surely if you had like iron ore that you put on the ground, and then you put like a smelter on top of it, does it instantly insert into the smelter? If that is a thing, I didn't know about it, so you learn something new every day. But this is absolutely heartbreaking. We have everything you could want for a rocket now. We have the RCUs to build multiples. We have the LDS and the fuel to build multiples. We have our, satellite producer ready to go, and we have our three prod 3s. Pollution on this game mode doesn't exist. Pollution is completely disabled because the bugs are already difficult enough to deal with, and we'll see that now. Here we go. All green wave with the boss in the middle too. They are going to melt this defensive area, and we're going to see whichever hole they manage to punch into. Whichever hole they decide to punch into, we're going to need to, if you're on the north and you're defending, you need to defend that with your life. You need to come up here with slow capsules, poison capsules, the lot. It is brutal, dealing with mostly behemoth waves. And I'll try and catch them across the board. For instance, like this. A single wave of a mixture of spitters and biters have made their way through a wall, straight through, and torn this to pieces. Now the lasers are here, and they're doing decent damage now, plus 52. So they're one upgrade away from being fully damaging, or full damage. But is this impacting their power? Power's looking healthy. Maybe the North hold on? If the North win this game, it would be wild. Like, to come behind, 3 rockets behind. They're low on blue, got you. I mean, they've expanded their research. I mean, you couldn't get more labs here unless you wanted to, unless you beaconed it. And where are they sending that? Hello? What? No! No way. Are we seeing a double rocket? Hang on a minute. Hang. Oh, whoa. You need to defend for your life. There are 2 people that are important here. The person controlling this silo and the person controlling this silo. Everybody else needs to fuck off to the wall and defend with their life. This could work. The North might win this. No, but their defense is so bad though. Their defense is so bad. They could send 2 white rockets. They could send 2 rockets at a time. If the research kicks in, obviously, and we're only, what? 24%. Oh, this is heartbreaking. The North have the opportunity to send 2k white signs at a time, because their main base, and I didn't spot this until just now, their main base has the opportunity. Why has it got speed 3? Why has it got speed mods in it? What? Don't do that. Prod 3s, please. I mean, the South don't have any defences. Let's be very clear about that. Any level of aggression towards the South, they're fucked. They don't have this big thick wall. They don't have any flamers. They have laser towers probably, but they don't have what the North have. But the North are under pressure, massive pressure, and they'll continue to do so. And the thing is, 2,000 white signs will push the evolution so far deep that zero open drain and zero, these guys won't be able to threat farm anymore. It's the end of threat farming. And although they won't go positive in number, that will ramp up over time anyway. So the North have to really string this one out, like properly string this one out. This is not an easy win, but it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. They might actually have a chance here. I want to say it's like a 10-ish% chance of them actually winning this. But if they do, that would be one hell of a comeback. Because at the moment, I had them dead and buried until I saw that second silo. Dead and buried. Because research is slow. And now it's yellow signs that is slowing us down. Oh damn. Oh damn. Bare minimum these guys can crank a single rocket out. And bare minimum the main base, if they can get their prod 3s on. Here we go, they do. Oh, it's on! Let's fucking go. Here we go. Oh, the counterpunch. A counterpunch to a base with no defense. The South are in for a world of pain if, and again if, they can build the kind of rockets that they need in the North to force the Southern threat farmers out. We saw the first 1,000 signs that the South... Oh, Mrs. Evil Swat, thank you for the follow. I'm sorry I missed that. I did miss that, I apologise. And Lance, thank you for the follow as well. I must have been going out and getting food back then. Or maybe my alerts didn't work. I apologise for not picking up on that. That's bad of me. I'm normally very good at picking up new follows. Thank you, I appreciate it massively. So, getting back on task. The South have no defence. And although they have massively deep threat farming, if the bugs jump to 80 to 90% strength, the threat farmers are done. They can't do that anymore. Their tanks will die, their defenders aren't that strong compared to fighting green shell bugs. At the moment, the strongest bug they've had to fight will be brown shell. They don't even fight medium bugs at the moment. There's no defense here. There's no defense anywhere. There's one small section here. Did South get enrichment as well? They did? What? Why? What is going on with this uranium ammo? I'm being trolled, right? I'm being trolled. Either way, Rocket Silo needs, the sooner this can happen, the better. Meanwhile, in main base, all eyes on main silo. 64 out of 100 parts. It's RCUs that are slow, but they are filtering in. They're coming in nice and, I'd say heavily, healthily. No, what are they doing? They must be bored, mate. They must be bored. So we'll see it. Once research is complete, obviously, we can get ourselves a satellite, send the rocket up, and get the South worried. Get them worried about what's happening. There's only one silo on the South. As far as I'm aware, there's only a single silo. Right? And as long as, like, main base can crank out 1 for the outpost 2, and you're living, mate, you're living. This is more than a single rocket for sure, and this is definitely more than a single rocket in terms of LVS and rocket fuel, so we could see the tables turn. We could see the tables turn if the North can defend number 1, and so far they're looking like they have. Quite well defended too. Good luck, mate. I'll let you know what happens, but you know, the North they have a chance here, mate. They have a chance. $79 out of 100. RCU limited, but they're coming in, ticking in nice and slow. What a game. I did say we were on for a banger today. I did say that at the beginning. Ah, no. Yellow. Yellow limited. Oh, that's such a shame. It's so close as well. Oh. I mean, if anything, they'll be able to buffer the RCUs. You know, you'll be able to sit in quite a comfy position. But yeah, yellow is crawling in. Oh, oh dear. So we just had a bit of a spam send. Rocket sits in the silo. This will be number 4 for the south. That'll push the north above 110, I think, percent. Meanwhile, they're still on 14. But this is what I mean, though. It's a 2-hour game, and the south, they're only dealing with 14%. Like, it's not good enough, man. You've got to pressure a bit more on the opposite team. Somehow, somewhere, some pressure needs to be applied. What are we building here? Mixed builds? Oh, damn. That was South's rocket going up. Okay, so now the North are dealing with 111% bugs. It makes no difference. They're just here, they're angry, there's loads of them. They need to defend, because they have a counterpunch of their own coming in very soon indeed. And we may see these doors slide themselves open as we wait for research. The final frontier. The silo is at 74%. Oh, it's gutting, mate. I'm wounded by this. And the outpost has everything it needs for more than 2 rockets. This is... Wow, let's take a look. Yellow is... Hang on a minute. Yellow's coming from up here. The blue chips are just coming from mixed builds, right? From here. And they're just green chip inefficient, right? Yeah, it's just green chips aren't making it there fast enough. I'd hand feed that, man. Or grab, like here for instance, set up a chest, pick off your buffer. Yeah, 100%. I'd sweep a line for that. You need that research in now. You needed it in yesterday, to be fair. But a solitary rocket sits in North's main base silo as we wait for research to finish so that they can send that rocket and that a second can be built in the outpost. There's a 2-minute delay between rockets coming in, and at the moment the North's defense, oh dear, holds. Slow capsules, get some poison down, mate. You'll lose some of this, yeah, you're gonna lose some of this, and that's okay. Just don't lose all of it. Aggro the bugs, aggro them away from what, like losing some smelting now, not a big deal. Losing any level of production when it comes to like these poison capsules, big deal. As well as obviously these laser towers too. So yeah, this isn't too bad. But again, it could be a bit butt clenching at times when you're dealing with a base that's outside of main. Yeah, that's mate. Honestly, I wonder what it's going to be like when 2K goes across, because you got to wait. Like I'd hold off and wait until my outpost has built their rocket. It takes 2 minutes, and they have everything they need. You know, everything they need here ready to go. So even if main base sends theirs and starts building another, oh damn, this is rough. There we go. Inkling is going for the laser damage research now. Yeah, this is grim. Do you really want to operate out here? Like, yes, your base is catching waves, but also, like, these guys are just going to monster you. And what is defense? Defense is, like, non-existent out here. Oh. This is really dangerous. This part of the base here, for sure, I'm mostly worried about. Friendly Fire's doing a good job here, and so is Pipes. Just intercepting these waves and just catching them and just like banging them down. But oh dear, this is a terrible position to be in. You know, do you have enough lasers to support this, to rebuild, or is this all you have? Because at the moment you're losing a few every wave, and more waves will come, much like this. I'd almost want to stick a couple of radars here to see if I could pull the bugs towards my main base, but Good job defensively, though. Very good job defensively. And for now, they hold. There's another wave to come, and they haven't got a lot of time to rebuild. They're certainly on the clock in that respect, but they're soaking up a lot of the waves. Research, let's take a look. And agonizingly close, this research, at 94%. Meanwhile, up north, near the silo, near production, we have some dead lasers. Somebody tell him, somebody wake him up. Please, somebody go and help him. Is he on his, he's not on his own, is he? Alright, we have Gabriel's here. Surely they've seen this. It's fine losing some miners, right? You've got some lasers back here, but Jesus, if they tear up too much, if they start destroying belts with like blue chips on, that's terrible. You need to get here, mate. You need to drag these guys over to your actual defenses. I believe satellite comes in with the silo. Once silo has been researched, I think that's when you can build. Oh, come on, guys. You're so close to having a chance. You need to defend it. There we go. Right, they bumped into some defenses. Perfect. Alright, awesome. Meanwhile, these guys are getting hammered at the moment. Absolutely hammered. And they're absorbing a ton of pain for their base. Their main base is missing 4 or 5 waves hitting it, purely off the basis of these guys just absorbing. Oh damn, Pipes goes down doing some defense. Friendly fire and Pipe seems to be the only... Ooh, we got there, boys. There it goes. Rocket number 1. Let's go north. Let's go north, team. Oh, send it. Send that across now. And they almost have enough for a second rocket. Grab that, lads. Grab that and chuck it. Put fear amongst them. Put fear into their souls. They're 136. That's fine. But the 15% is egregious. They do not need to be sat on 15% strength at 2 hours and a half almost into the game. They should at least be seeing 80% bugs, 90% bugs. I don't know what Inkling's plan is. Maybe... Oh, this is flying as well. Look at this. Absolutely flying. You could even squeeze another beacon in here if you wanted to. Yeah. So what do we do? Do we wait? Do we send 2 at a time? They don't have any walls. There's nothing here. Outpost rockets, it's about 30 or 40 at the moment. 45. 45, 47. So we're almost halfway built. Meanwhile, in main base, do they have enough for a second? I mean, they're going for it. This is a banger of a game. Holy. Okay, so we might be able to... Oh, and there's another 1k that goes up from the south, though. They take it and send straight away. They do, right. 120% now for the north. I'm kid you not, though. If the south were dealing with 100% bugs, they're fucked. Because the bugs will come from everywhere. Let me just get my MS Paint tools out real quick. Let me just explain to you why I'm excited about what's happening right now. When the bugs go positive, they don't just come down like this. They come from everywhere, meaning every single part of your base is vulnerable to every single bug that's on the map. So regardless of whether you believe you've done a good enough job in building singular rockets, they're going to come like this, like this, like this, and like this. And they will end up on top of you as a swarm. The South are going to get Zerg rushed. The South are going to get absolutely Zerg rushed, and there's nothing they can do about it. Whoever built these defenses up earlier, whoever stuck these, it was Joshua, wasn't he? He deserves a fucking medal, mate. And I'm still nervous about this, by the way. Very nervous about this. But what a lad, what a legend, what a legend. You know, if they can maintain second rocket ready. Here it is. It fires up. And they have enough for another one. And the South have no defenses. Oh, it's going. This is a comeback. This absolutely is a comeback. The North rocked the South. And the South rocked the North. And the North now have 2 silos producing twice as many rockets. And their threat farming days are over. And what do you do? Did you send... And a third. Oh, let's go. They're printing rockets at the moment. The North have done it. They've survived. They've sustained. They've thrived under pressure. And as long as we can get a satellite in this bad boy, send it up to space, There's 3k white science ready to go within the space of 5 minutes of the first rocket going up. What are we missing here? What do we need? Get this out the blocks. Whatever it needs, whatever this, we've got one satellite so far. Is it blue chips? What are we missing? Whatever it is, make it happen. Physically run those components in. You are so unbelievably close to winning this game. I can't even believe. I'm rooting for you now. Handcraft them. I don't give a shit. Get that rocket in the sky. That's 3k white side. The game is on. The game is on like Donkey Kong. Holy shit. This is close. And they have enough for a second? Almost. A third, sorry, almost. Okay, let's head over to the outpost now on the south. On the north, sorry. I keep getting this mixed. I'm so excited. I keep mixing up north and south. My apologies. 68. Nice. 69. Are we on for a 4k white sign send? Or are they going for 5k? I'd have sent by now, I'm going to be honest. But then, like, they're absorbing the waves, right? They're absorbing the pressure. So they're kind of fine for now. Lasers are almost fully upgraded. Oh, but there are parts of their base that... Oh, no. You need to get onto this, lads. That's a big power block there. This is a massive problem. Huge, huge issues here. The first... Whatever wave just came through here have devastated the wall. Somebody get up here and figure this out now. Nobody's even pinging it. They're just walking straight through. And again, more rockets are being created, but still, this is a problem. Don't let them just walk into your base. Provide resistance. Provide resistance. Yeah, get that wall back in, boys. Fill the gaps. Fill the gaps with your own body. You need to channel your inner Bulkathos. You know, run at them. Instead of them running at you, run at them. Cause chaos and panic and fear in the bugs' hearts and minds. Devastated, and still friendly fire is kiting bugs. He was doing this 5 minutes ago. He's been doing this for ages now, but helping his team, kiting the bugs, kiting the waves. Outpost has sent 2 rockets up. Oh, main base has sent 2. We're on 4, almost at 5. Could we be seeing a 6k white sign? 6k white sign send is game. It's game. The thing is though, walls without a laser is exactly that. They will get run through. They will get run through. And they're not down yet. You know, here they are. But they're not fully upgraded either. I believe. I want them. I want the North to win this game. It's so close. And what are we slow on? Not really anything. We're just clicking into place. But the North have a problem though. You can't hold forever. You have to send at some point, right? You need to just figure it out. Don't go, oh, we need 10 rockets. If you can only build 6, send 6k. Don't be a hero. Don't just go, oh, well, we need to get them into positive. No. At 150%, they can't threat farm anymore. That will go positive naturally anyway. Get it happening now. Make it happen. Throw a punch. Otherwise, you'll get knocked out. You'll be loading up that big left hand, and you'll get cleaned out before you can throw it. When that left hand would have ended the fight for you. It would have won you the fight. 73 out of 100. We're seeing rocket number 3 now being built by the outpost in the north. Rocket number 3. And as I say that, rocket number 3 on the north, minus some, oh yeah, it's solar panels, isn't it? You just hand feed. I'd ask people to just bring me stuff. Whatever this needs, steel, go and get it. Like, look at that. Go and grab the steel off the belt, boys. Here. There's 1k in a box. Go and get it. Bring it down. Don't smelt it, mate. Waste of time. You have it all backed up. All of this backed up. Get that rocket in the sky. Get 6th rocket on, send it. Yeah, good. Get this in the sky. Send it. Right? 6k is fine. 6k is more than enough, boys. I'm in. I'm willing you. I'm wishing you to do this. But don't be a hero. Don't die on the hill. Because at the moment in time, like, they are clearly losing. Like, the North are losing because they're having to defend egregious amounts of pressure. Throw that pressure back to them. Force their base to defend. Because they can, and they won't. But make it happen. So yeah, satellite is an issue. Satellite is a big issue, actually. But we're getting there. It's slow. It's laborious. One more. Alright. Rocket number 3 in main for the North goes into the sky. Outpost rocket number 3 as well has been built. There's no rhyme or reason to go anywhere beyond this point. There is no rhyme or reason to continue on. You have what you have, which is a winning hand. You have a royal flush. You've got to commit now. Get it going on. And if they don't, it will be a tragedy. Absolute tragedy if the North don't send and they save up for some arbitrary number that never comes. And yes, they still have the buffer to build, but that'll slow them down the line. If any of you guys are on North team, please ask them what the plan is, because it's gonna get stupid. How are these guys doing with their rocket? 5. So the North have already outproduced the South on rockets. They've made 6 so far, and the South have made 5, and sent all 5, by the way. That's why the North are dealing with 120%. Somebody talk to the guy. Who is up here? Is it Enkling is the captain up here? He's probably asleep at this point, mate. I would be. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning where he is. And yeah, just going for laser damage, why not? It's the last thing you can really do. And we power on, carry on. Halfway to making the next one, I guess you may as well. I'm nervous for them, to be honest. And here again, almost made an, oh dear, we're almost at 8. We're almost at 8k Y-sire. North could send, yeah, you're right. 100% right. I don't think Enkling answered that. But the thing is, the negative threat's not the problem. Once you pump the number up, they can't farm anymore, meaning that this stops. It will never get lower than 148. So having an arbitrary number in your head of, oh, we need 10, you don't need them. You don't need them to be positive. You need the percentage to be high. And 8 rockets is massive. It's ITYTD. 8 rockets is enough, trust me. 15 is game winning, obviously. And rocket number 4 in main is about to go up. Ready, everyone. Yeah, here we go, the big send is happening. The build up, they risked it, and they built 2 more. Enkling signaling to his team, he wants to go now. We're gonna go live. Once this satellite gets built, and we're still missing some parts, remember, it's taking some time to build. Once we're on 8, 8 is the number, the winning number for the North, it looks like. And meanwhile in the South, they have concepts of defense. Concepts of defense. Thing is, you can send 8 and then just build another 8, right? And then just watch them fall apart. Your defenses have survived long enough. You know, I wouldn't chance my hand building another 2. I send 8k and then watch the devastation as I build another 5 or 6 rockets in the background. Because there are still areas where it's slow. For instance, the satellite production. You know, you could have somebody in the background here making this stuff, or automating this stuff in the background, like in an area where, you know, you just have the space and time to do so. But let's make no bones about it. The North have been under the pump for 90% of this game so far. The South have been in control the whole way through, and they built the rocket first, they teched early first, their threat farm was more efficient. I love Bulkathos. He didn't have the greatest of times up here, and yet here he still is. That spirit that the North has is something I don't think the South does. They've just been determined the whole time. This is little Bulkathos area. Look at him, he's built little islands so he can just taunt the bugs. Jimmy sends the final 1,000 to bring 128% strength bugs to the north. Meanwhile, as the 8th rocket for the the 8th rocket being sent up into space goes up for the north, 4th from main, 4th from the outpost. A coordinated send is about to happen, and we're about to watch a team that hasn't defended at all. 4K from Joshua, from main, and 4K from Kawhi Pertel. Throws them into 109,000 positive, 147% strength. Behemoth bosses have been spotted and are on their way. Where is their defense? It's a concept of a defense. It's a concept of a plan. Rampaging down this entire map with impunity as another 1,000 white signs just gets chucked in. Yeah, have a bit of that as well, mate. I've got some in my pockets, have 1,000 of it. Goes to the south. They must be panicking at this point, because it's fine having these lasers down. Again, remember, they're not fully upgraded. These aren't the hard-hitting lasers that you want at this time. So, I don't know, let's follow this wave. We could follow thousands of them, but let's see what happens when you don't defend. RIP developer, F in chat. Every time somebody goes down, guys, let's just put an F in chat, because we're going to see a lot of death. we are going to see a lot of death. And this is conceptually why you build walls, is because the enemy, the opposition, I mean, look at that, they've just walked right through. Bosses, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? Have a satellite. Munch. It's game. It's game. You do not... And anything they do bump into is valuable infrastructure that you needed. An entire wave of bosses is not being challenged, and they are halfway into your map. That's that wave. This wave, yeah, you can kite them if you like, but there's one over here. Again, look, you're using lasers as walls. That's a really expensive way to lose lasers. You know, it's not worth it. There's no way you have thousands of them to replace. And again, a sideswipe. They've been spotted, fair enough, but they're rampaging through. Their health bar is large. They have a chance to revive as well. There is a revive chance here. And very close to main, scarily close to main, are a pack of bosses. What game this has been, by the way. You don't see swings like this that often. Sometimes it's just over. Literally, sometimes it's just GG. And not only did the North survive and wear and manage the pressure that was piled onto them, their base got ravaged at one point. I even called it. I even said it's GG, there's no way. They just haven't got it down. They haven't got it right. And packs and packs of bugs, after they picked themselves up off the canvas in round 2 and round 3 after having been knocked down, they are weathering the storm and creating one of their own as another person goes down. F in chat, guys. We're seeing devastation across the map. And when this game finishes, I will look at where they managed to get them. Oh, that's some lovely artwork we see there. And it is obviously slow, because at the moment we have 145,000 bugs spawning in. So, you know, things will slow down a little bit. And as we can see here, the wall laser just didn't work. It just doesn't work. This is not a defensive play. And look at who's coming next. Look who's behind them. Even if you'd have killed that one single wave off, there's so much more coming. This is not the game. This is not the kind of game you can play without defending. I would always send somebody to do it, you know. And to be fair to him, Joshua and Bukathos, I take my hat off to them. They played this one incredibly well, because at some point it was depressingly over. It was like, oh yeah, they need to slow this game down. Definitely need to slow the game down. Even if it's like 0.6. The game speed at the moment should be about 0.6. It's at 90. I don't have admin privileges anymore, so I'm not... 0.7, 0.6 would be good. There we go. It allows everyone to react into play. Yeah, so normally a wall would stop this. You know, who she's into versus who I am. Yeah, it's over, boys. You don't come back from this. They're big, they're angry, and they are coming for your silo. What's up, Data? You're going to want to watch this game back. You are absolutely going to want to watch this game back. This has been a swing of a game, absolutely huge swing. We're seeing a team that weathered the storm of a fast rocket, a 1 hour and 50 rocket, and we're at the 2 hour and 40, so almost an hour after that fact, and the North outproduced. And I'm going to put praise down onto Kawhi. The guys out here in this outpost, they've killed it. They were late to rocket silo research. They got hit hard. Friendly fire and pipes defending out here for their lives. Joshua sends another 1,000. There's another 1,000 to come from the outpost too. And as South's rocket appears in the silo, number 7 appears. North's main has created 5. And as we see another one fly into the sky, 6. So a total of 11 have been made on the North. And they're coming. And they're devastating. And wave 1 is not important, right? Losing 20 lasers here is not the big deal. These are the problems you really have to worry about. Oh, Pavev went down. GG's. Yeah, I'll get this up to YouTube as fast as I can. I will. I'll get this up to YouTube as fast as I can, because there was a point where I was like, the North have lost this. It's game. It's over. I don't know how you come back from this. And they have. They've absolutely, like a baseball bat, like a pendulum, they've swung themselves out of the losing area and bracket. And it's just inevitable at this point, really. The state of the nation is, you've been infested. Jimmy goes down. And another F in chat for Jimmy. As we see another wave. And this is a small wave, by the way. There is so much more coming in. There is so many more problems you have to solve. And it would be terrible if, as this rocket is taking off, somebody screenshot this, holy. It's just, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Oh dear. You know what? The biters are solving their own problems. They've become sentient. And they're just inevitable at this stage. With this, the only way you beat this is you need to kite them away. And you don't kite them away here. They're far too close. Even 2 or 3 spitters onto the silo, it's GG's. So, as you can see, 1 or 2 shots are killing lasers off. There's at least 30 to 40 here with 4 or 5 bosses. It's over. And yeah, you can try and kite them, but look what's behind you. It's inevitable. It's so inevitable. But again, we say this every week. There are no draws in this game mode. The philosophy was to get to a rocket very quickly and let the threat farmers take care of it. I think we've seen counterplay to that tonight. A counterplay. Now, I appreciate both playstyles, don't get me wrong, but I am very much a traditionalist when it comes to biter battles. I think you need a wall, I think you need lasers. But well played to everybody though. A 1 hour 50 rocket is ridiculously fast. And as acid rains down onto the south silo, it explodes, and the Team North wins. What a game. Holy, that was good. GG's everyone, thanks for joining me on this one. This has been a great game to cast. And as we just zoom out real quick and we have a look at devastation, there were just waves upon waves upon waves and bosses, and like everywhere you look, they're just here. You know, they're just in the way, they're just coming. So yeah, well played. And Neuro is saying, yeah, developer and him were the only people to get lasers down, and you know, lasers alone is not enough. What a game. What an absolutely amazing game. So to finish, guys, we'll do our predictions. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to raid somebody. And if there's anybody in the community that you think that you know that streams that would welcome us saying hello to them, let me know. And we'll do that. We'll say hello. Let me get my predictions on. Stream manager. Predictions. Who won? Oh, damn. A lot of people vote for the North. I thought most people went for the South because of Jimmy. South doesn't always win, it looks like. Let's find a streamer to raid, if you don't mind. And feel free to raid and run, but I always think it's quite nice to be able to drop you guys off just to say hello to somebody. So, do you have anybody in mind? Anybody that you know that would welcome being raided? Oh, let's raid Troopin. Yeah, he called me a legend. I can't not raid Troopin. So feel free to pop in and say hello. Yeah, he called me a legend on one of his YouTube videos. I've got to pay him back a little bit of thank you very much. Guys, I've been Ghosty. That was a fucking great game. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you at the next one. Goodbye.